Hello, loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay! We are here. My hair is still super wet. um, I'm totally in vacation mode, right? Like my hair is wet. I've got my flower in my hair. Like I am ready. Let's go. Let me know if you can hear me. If somebody could do that, I would really appreciate it. And welcome. Nicole and I were chatting back and forth in the chat box. She is in Las Vegas as well as me. And I see we got some other people in the room. So I'm going to take a quick peek and call you out. Claudia. Hello, Claudia. I would love to hear from you in the chat box. I think I recognize your name from our Me Time Movement group and social media. If that's you, let me know. And if you are just joining us, I would love to know who you are. I want to get to know you. I am Jess Tomlinson, and yeah, I want to get to know you. Maybe you don't know a lot about me right now and you just kind of found this webinar, and if that's the case, awesome. I'll talk a little bit more about myself when we get started so that you can get to know me, but I want to know who you are. You are here this morning with some amazing women, Nicole, Claudia, let's see who else, some more people are joining. Heidi, welcome Heidi. So I would love to know where you live, what's your name, and then we will jump into this fabulous day, this fabulous, fabulous morning. What a great way to love yourself up. I really don't think there's any other better way than to show yourself that you are worthy enough to take a vacation. So that's what we're going to be doing this year, or this year. We are going to be doing it this year, but this morning, or maybe if you're on the East Coast this afternoon, maybe you're in a different country. I have people from all over. So wherever it is for you, these next few hours, we're going to be getting down and dirty into the fun, blissful vacation planning for your 2016 vacation. So totally a lot of fun. Heidi, California, hi. AKA Heavenly Butterfly. Oh yes, hello Heidi. Heidi is part of the Me Time Movement group as well, and she has just been like, an amazing light in our group, sharing all the lovely things that she does, all the healing work. So hello, Heidi. I'm so glad. I know you have like a lot of grandkids and kiddos and a very busy life. So kudos to you for showing up today so we can talk about this vacation that you so deserve. You know, all of us are so busy. And so just for you guys to commit and be here today with me for the next few hours, it's a big deal. So I just want to honor that and recognize that you said yes to you. It's, you know, it's so funny. There's so many of these webinars and calls and things that we can get on, and I get it, you know, it can be overwhelming. And so just the fact that you showed up, I really want you to get that, to get that it's a big deal, and to allow yourself to love yourself up, right? It's Valentine's Day weekend. And for me, first and foremost, loving yourself up is the most important thing. So yay. And you're welcome, Heidi. You are so welcome. Okay, so who else do we have? I know, Claudia, we haven't heard from you, so I would love to hear from you in the chat box and let us know where you live. And yeah, if you guys want to share like how you're feeling, I think that's always an awesome place to start when we come together as women. You know, we're emotional beings, and that's totally okay. And sometimes it's like, you know, we're afraid to kind of show up as we are. So I will just start by saying that, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit emotional. You know, this weekend is a little rough for me. I had a really amazing 6-month relationship that lasted from the new year last year up through the end of July. And he lives in San Francisco. And so I actually just saw him. I was there a few days ago, last week, to do a photo shoot and to work with my coach and explore what this next level of my business is. And for those of you who love travel, you're going to be so excited because my new vision, which I haven't really talked about, but I'm just going to share right now because it feels so juicy, is to create a vacation club. So that's in the works for me. So lots of big stuff for me. Like I saw my ex, I did a photo shoot. I have this whole new vision for my business. So yeah, I'm feeling a little tender because it's Valentine's Day weekend. Although I did manifest myself a date. That was pretty cool. So, and I would say, since we're talking about vacation, that I have my vacation to thank for that, because whenever I get away, I was just in San Francisco and I refocus on myself and my desires, things tend to manifest very quickly. So it's one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about us taking a stand for our vacation, getting away, recharging, because we're not able to get clear on what we want, what the next big level of our lives is when we are in our everyday routine. So for me to manifest this Valentine's Day, it was pretty cool. Like literally all that happened is right when I got back from my trip, I was co-working with some girlfriends and I just put it out there. I said, you know what? I'm thinking about getting a little crazy and on Facebook saying that, hey, I want a Valentine's Day date. Can anybody hook me up with somebody that just wants to go out and have a good time, that is, preferably handsome, that can have some good conversation, that lives here in Las Vegas. And I got clear on what I wanted and I was open to the possibility. And then you guys, this is so crazy. As soon as I did that, I got a message from somebody who I don't know on Facebook that popped up saying, hey, can I take you on a date? And I was like, oh my God. So I share all of that with you because I truly believe that it's because I got away. I went on vacation for myself to San Francisco. And this has happened to me a lot and it happens to my clients, right? And so again, it's why I'm so passionate about vacation and what it can do for your life. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what that can look like for you since you've stepped up and you've said, yes, I'm planning my vacation for 2016. So Claudia, hi Claudia. Claudia is in Las Vegas too. Awesome. Have we met Claudia? I am not sure if we have. Remind me if we did. And I apologize if I forgot. Awesome. Yay. Okay, so I see we've got Augusta. Welcome, Augusta. I would love to hear from you. And I think I remember your name too, but remind me where you live, how you guys are doing this morning. So I just shared how I'm doing, that I'm feeling a little raw, Valentine's Day weekend, but I manifested myself a date after getting back from a vacation in San Francisco and refocusing on my own desires. So tell me, how are you guys feeling? It can just be one word. It can be what you're excited about for this webinar as we're going to be planning your 2016 vacation. Let me know. I would love to hear from you ladies for this to be an interaction, not a passive webinar where I'm just talking to myself, because that's never fun for me. So I'd love to hear throughout this webinar, you guys just chatting back and forth and supporting each other, because you showed up and you're dedicated to a vacation for 2016. So support each other in that. And also, I don't think anybody's let me know. Feeling love, Nicole, yay, awesome. And you're loving yourself up with a hair appointment, which is fun too. I just got my hair done before I went to San Francisco. Very cool. So I'm assuming you guys can hear me since Nicole just answered my question. If at any point you cannot hear me, I have my headphones, so just let me know. Oh, Augusta, yay, hi. She lives in North Adams, Massachusetts, feeling very productive today. Cat house sitting at my friend's gorgeous apartment. Oh, how fun. Enjoying productivity before my boyfriend comes over. Ooh, yay, so excited to be here. Thank you for devoting yourself to such an important topic. You are so welcome, Augusta, and I'm so glad that you see that. Obviously, you ladies who are here see that. Vacation is important, right? God, like how many of us, I don't know if you guys saw, but when I was promoting this webinar, I came across a statistic that was horrifying for me. And it said that 50% of people last year, so I'm assuming this is probably every year, did not take a vacation because they were too busy. So hello, like the ones who are busy like us, we need vacation even more. And I can tell you that it transforms lives. And not only is it necessary to our health and our sanity, right? But it can create some major, beautiful transformation in your life. Claudia, I don't think so. I know Jamie and Adria. Oh, cool. Yeah, Jamie and Adria. Well, perhaps, Claudia, we will get to know each other soon. I'm actually, I don't know if you know about the Sunday Reset, Claudia, but I'm speaking at that event the first Sunday in March. So I would love to come see you at that event and meet you face to face. Heidi, feeling empowered and responsible for my own feelings and resonation. Ah, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. You know, I'm with you. I just wrote, you know, the boyfriend that I had last year. I'm kind of an open book, if you can't tell. So I'm just gonna share what happened right before I jumped on this webinar. I wrote him an email just telling him how much I love him and how much I miss him, and that I'm here to do healing work together if that's what he wants. So yeah, I'm feeling like I'm owning my own feelings as well. So thanks for sharing, Heidi. Okay, so if you haven't introduced yourself, yay, I see we have new people. Anat, is this the Anat that I know in San Diego? I'm like, I want to know. Chime in, baby, if that's you. It's so, I don't know how many Anats are out there, but I'm guessing not too many, at least in the US. So I would love to hear from you in the chat box. Okay. I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I invite you to, like, if you're feeling a little like tense, right? This is a vacation webinar. So we want to feel in the most vacation-like state that we can while we are planning our vacations. This is so important. Why? Because anytime we take a step in our lives to do something, the emotions that we have about it are more important than the actions that we're actually taking. So let me explain. So if I'm feeling a little like, like vacation, you know, I don't know, like feels like a lot of work, feels icky, more than likely it's going to be a lot of work. And more than likely, you're not going to find the opportunity to take a vacation as effortlessly, as easily. You're going to have blocks around it. Maybe you'll go on vacation, it'll be shitty. You know, like how many times have we gone on vacation and it's just like not really a vacation. It's we're checking our work emails and we're getting in fights with people that we're with. We have travel troubles. You know, there's all sorts of stuff. So very important when we are together for the next few hours for you to make yourself comfortable, for you to feel open and excited about vacation possibilities this year, for you to love yourself deeply because you showed up to plan your vacation, for you to just feel good. And I'm going to guide you through a few exercises so that you can get clear, you know, how do you want to feel on vacation? How do you want to feel when you leave your vacation? These are really important things. When we come back to the way we feel and what we desire, it is going to manifest quicker. Okay, so really, really important as we're planning your 2016 vacation. Anat, oh, I'm in Israel. It's a fairly common name here. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, Anat. So I know one Anat, and she's in San Diego. So yes, and much love anyhow. You look really vibrant, which is totally fitting for a vacay webinar. Thank you, Anat. Well, welcome. What time is it in Israel? I have no idea. Like, I've traveled lots internationally, but I've never been to Israel. That's definitely one place that I'd love to go. And Claudia, I would love to. I will check it out. Awesome. Yeah, I would love to see you at the Sunday Reset. It's a really cool event if you've never been. So, all right, cool. So I'm just going to do another check in the webinar room. Awesome. Well, we have some amazing women here. I think I've heard from all of you. You've all chimed in since I called you out. Okay, so feeling open, making yourself comfortable right now for our time together, making sure you have beverages. I've got my sparkling mineral water with a lime and some mint. You know, I'm a self-care coach who just happens to be obsessed with vacation and travel. And so everything for me is about like, how can you make yourself more comfortable? How can you add those little touches of me time flair? And for me, it's like making my water fancy. So make sure you do that for yourself as well. Even if you need to get up, make a pot of tea, pour yourself a glass of wine. Hey, I'm not gonna judge. Maybe you're on the East Coast, maybe even it's morning and you're here Pacific time, maybe you're, you know, a knot, it's after 8 p.m. So a knot could totally pour yourself a glass of wine. It would be socially acceptable. Not that we care about that here. A little after 8 p.m. in Israel, it's beautiful, but avoid the height of summer. Okay, good to know. May, June, and September, October are good times to visit. Awesome. Thank you so much for that tip, Anat, because before you came on the webinar, I believe, I was just talking about my newest vision for my business is to create a vacation travel club. And so it's going to be like where women, initially women, but then I want to open it up to men and maybe even families and couples. Who knows where this will go? But where we commit to taking a vacation every year, and you're part of this bigger club, and you get to choose from my list of all these glorious vacation destinations. So Israel may just be one of them. And thank you for the permission reminder of wine. Yes, you go do that right now, Anat. Pour yourself a glass of wine, make yourself comfortable. Seriously, you guys, like, practice vacation now, right? We want to get into that state of how we want to feel. Okay, yes, and anytime, you know, like you, like me, you're going to see me, even though I'm the vacation, like, webinar leader, you're going to see me taking care of my own needs, drinking some water, or rolling my like neck because I'm feeling pretty tense. I went to like yoga for the first time in a while yesterday, and my body's kind of sore. You know, I might shift, like whatever I need to do to feel comfortable and be in a vacation-like state, I'm going to do. So yes, I want to give you permission at any moment, at any time, and for any reason. That's really important to remember too. You don't actually even have to have a reason that makes sense. You just have to have a desire. And we're going to be talking about how that applies to your desire for a vacation as well. Okay, so many times we get up in our minds of like, well, do I really deserve this vacation? Do I really deserve this delicious glass of wine? Like, stop, let it go. And here is a safe place where I give you permission to just be 100% you and fulfill your desires without needing a reason. Okay, awesome. Okay, so in the email reminder about this webinar, I gave you a few things to bring. So first, I invited you to wear like, you know, travel like tropical outfits. So you can see that I'm all sorts of in my tropical outfit. If you're not, totally cool. If you are, I invite you to post a photo. You don't have to do it right now, but go post a photo. If you're not part of the Me Time Movement Facebook group, which is my private group, I'm going to type that into the chat box right now. And later, after the webinar, or maybe even just, it'll hopefully open in a different screen. I'm going to type that into the chat box right now. And I'd love to see you share a photo of yourself. Me Time Matters. Okay, so here's the link to my private Facebook group. I will accept you as soon as we get done with this webinar. And this is going to be the place where, you know, your vacation dreams are going to come true. Okay, so I want you to plug into this group, plug into me. I'm in there. If you have questions after this webinar, this is going to be the best place to reach me and to ask about whatever kind of vacation needs you have, and I'm happy to answer anything. So yeah, if you're wearing a tropical outfit, I'd love to see you post a photo of yourself in there as well. And then throughout this webinar, I'm going to be encouraging you for different things to later go and post in that group. Or if you feel inspired, go post now, even though I'm not going to be accepting you into the group right now. So that'd be a little hard to do. So, okay. So that's a place where you can get plugged into this community if you are not already there. So the other things that you need for this webinar, yes, Claudia, you are in the Facebook group. Yes, I recognize you. Yay! A notebook. I like big notepads, so maybe you have a journal. You're gonna wanna take notes, okay? I'm gonna be giving you guys a lot of information because that's just how I do it. Sorry, I like info, so hopefully you do too. But I wanna give you enough information so that you feel, my intention for this webinar is for you to, number one, commit to taking a vacation. And you've already taken the first step because you're here. Number two, to put it in your calendar. And number three, to remove any of the blocks that are holding you back from feeling worthy enough to take a vacation. Because that's huge, right? Remember, I was just talking about how the most important thing when it comes down to these things that we do for ourselves is how we feel about it, all right? That's gonna set the path of ease, of flow. It's gonna open you up to that feeling of vacation. And when you know that you're worthy of it, big things are gonna happen, okay? Big things. Okay, so get your notepad so you can take notes. The other thing I want you to get is your passport, okay? Here's my little US passport that has lots of stamps in it from everywhere from the UK to France. I went to Nice, France. That was my first international trip. And then Italy I've gotten here. I've got Peru. I've got Prague. I've got Bali, which of course I'm going to be, if you don't know, I'm going to be talking throughout this webinar about Bali. And some of you are going to want to choose Bali as the vacation destination for your 2016 retreat. And the great news is I actually have a retreat that I'm doing again this year at the end of April. And I did it last year and it was freaking phenomenal. So I'm going to be sharing more throughout this webinar about that retreat. And I just ask you to remain open, right? So maybe you're clear that you don't want to go to Bali, which why wouldn't you? It totally confuses me. But maybe you just recently went. But I am going to be giving you an opportunity very easily and effortlessly to fulfill your vacation desire if you choose to accept that. If not, totally okay. And my goal is to support you in wherever your travel heart desires to fly off to this year. So remember that first and foremost. All right, so we got your notepad, we got your passport. I also want you to get a candle if you have one. So I've got a little candle here and then something to light it with because we're gonna do a little ritual. Remember, it's all about how you feel about this vacation for 2016. And that's what's going to get you to actually take a vacation. All right. So this ritual is going to help us lock in that intention that you have, that feeling that you desire to feel when you're on vacation, the way that you want to feel when you get home after your vacation. Because how many vacations do we take where we end up coming home and we need a vacation from our vacation? I'm just curious, let's do some interaction in the chat box here. How many of you have ever been on a vacation, whether it's international or not? Maybe it was just a weekend trip and your intention was to get recharged, right? To actually take a vacation. But maybe you planned so much stuff that when you got back home, you were just exhausted because you didn't really have time to relax. Maybe you, maybe you got in an argument with a loved one over like this stressful vacation, because you had to figure out all the directions and I know I've done that. I've gotten in arguments with boyfriends of the past when we were traveling where it's like, the map says to go that way. No, it says to go that way. And then all of a sudden we're not talking for the rest of the trip, right? So definitely not a recharging vacation. How many of you have been on a vacation where you were checking your work email, right? So you were working while you were taking vacation, even though your work knew you were on vacation, you allowed yourself to slip into that pattern because you just couldn't resist and you felt like you had to be on work email. You know, I've done that one too. And then you get home and you're not recharged, right? There's lots of different ways that we can set ourselves up to take a vacation that is not what we intend. So I'm curious if anybody has had that experience. Like I said, I have, and I would love to know that I'm not alone, you know, that I've taken these vacations that I do not want to take anymore that are like that. You know, I really want to maximize whenever I do take a vacation for it to be a transformational trip because that's what we deserve, right? We deserve to use travel. It's such this beautiful thing to get out and taste the world, right? And see new things. And when we do that, it's such an opportunity if we're clear that we really want this kind of vacation to use travel as a launching pad for the next level in our life, whether that's our spiritual journey, whether that's the next level in our business, the next level in our career. I have had such amazing things happen when I take these kind of vacations. So I want to show you how to set those intentions so that you can have the same kind of experience while you're planning your own 2016 vacation. Okay? Okay, so nobody's chiming in. I'm curious, guys. Nicole, Claudia, Heidi, Augusta, Anat, have any of you guys experienced this type of draining vacation? And if so, like, just share a little bit about what you experienced or what happened. This is your opportunity, right? To like clear this, to clear this type of vacation so that you don't let it happen again, right? So it's one of those things where like if we keep repeating this pattern of what we're doing, what do they say? Like repetition, when we keep doing the same thing, I don't know, there's some sort of phrase, right? About like repetition is insanity when we are doing the same thing and expecting different results, right? So if somebody would share, that'd be awesome. And I'll just patiently wait because I see you guys. You're here. Anat, thank you so much for sharing. Most of my vacations are working. I'm so looking forward and a little anxious about having time that does not have requirements. I've done this running an organization and working in a sales office. Ugh. Okay. So tell me more about that, Anat. Like, by not having requirements, do you mean like going on a vacation where like what? Explain that a little bit more to me. I'm a little confused. And thank you for sharing. Augusta, I haven't taken an international vacation for a while, though last year I traveled around the PNW. Okay, what's the PNW, Augusta, for almost a year? Pacific Northwest? I should know that. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I grew up in Seattle. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Let me know. You did that for a year and was working odd jobs, networking, deploying my business. I had moments where I felt like I was on vacation, but was planning, okay, good. But was planning where to sleep every night, so didn't really count. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun and kind of like stressful, right? You were kind of on vacation, but not really. What an adventure. Very cool. And Pacific Northwest. Okay, good. Augusta, I'm fond of the idea of having semi-productive vacations intertwined with vacations that are specifically devoted to relaxation. Yeah, so this is interesting, right? Because here's the thing. We have a really interesting like way that our mind works. And this comes back to what I was talking about, and we're going to get a little more into this of we need to have like a reason for a vacation, right? So that's what I'm hearing you say. It's like, I want to have a vacation, but I want to feel productive. So we're taught in society that in order to do something, we need to see the direct outcome, right? So many people have a hard time going on vacation simply to relax because they actually don't understand that when we fully let go and we don't do anything, right? Maybe we do some like spiritual work. Like on my retreat, I lead each day. It's 7 full days and then 2 half days. So it's a 9-day retreat. But for 7 full days, I guide the women through exercises. So they do feel productive in the sense of like it's spiritual work that we're doing. It's deep inner work where we are creating the foundation for their deeper desires so that they can lay that foundation in Bali to manifest what they want to receive when they go home, right? And my retreat is a lot different in the sense that a lot of these kind of retreats are very businessy, right? It's like business, business, business. And here's what you're going to go like on a, book writing retreat, which I think is a cool idea. And something magical happens when we create that space in vacations to just be. We open ourselves up to this whole new level of receiving. Okay. So and as women, this is what we are designed to do. We are designed to just kind of like relax and let things come to us. So it's this whole new model of what happens when we completely let go, when we open up the space to receive ideas instead of working for them, right? Like doing. And we can still allow ourselves to feel productive in that space, to know that just by being, we are good enough. That just by allowing, we are actually creating the foundation for more magical things to happen and manifest quicker in our lives. So it's an interesting concept, right? Of the expectations that we create around vacations, of wanting to be in that place of do that we're so used to, right? So something to consider and to ponder. And it's new for a lot of people to really open up to this. Claudia says, I went to SF year before last for Christmas with a friend. Did not go as planned. She was upset with me because it was my Saturday and I took my time. It ended up badly. It was totally not the vacation I had planned. Yeah. So sorry, Claudia. It just, yeah, it sucks when we have these beautiful visions, right, of what a vacation will be, and then it doesn't go as planned, and it just ends up being this icky experience that actually leaves us in a worse state than when we first set out to create this beautiful experience for ourselves. So I'm so sorry to hear about that, and I totally get it. I've been on lots of different trips where it was like that, and it was just not fun. My first international vacation, I went with a boyfriend a long time ago who was a doctor, and it's my first time out of the country, right? I'm so excited. We're in the south of France. I want to see stuff, and I still want to have a relaxing time, but he literally just wanted to sit on his butt in front of the TV. So for me, vacation should be this opportunity to open up more to ourselves, to experience the sights and sounds and flavors, and to have this wide open space to get to know ourselves on a deeper level and our own deeper desires. And I wasn't going to be doing that in front of the TV. So I totally get it. We got in a massive fight, him and his sister, because we were going to visit his sister. We're in this weird triangle thing against me. And so yeah, it was a beautiful place and a horrible vacation. So I totally get it. And not needing to set up or run an event, whether just a room or an entire conference, not needing to interact with other people for business, actually being able to choose when and where you are and do anything and everything you want to do with the ability to cancel without consequence. Yes. Yes, Anat. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. Yes, thank you. I get so fired up, you guys, because here's how I structure my retreat. I tell the women, guess what? If you need to go to your room and take a nap, go do it. There's no judgment. Do you want to go and walk on the beach and leave all of us right now, even though we're in the middle of an activity? Go do it. My deepest desire is to create a vacation experience, and you've got to do this for yourself. If you're not interested in, my retreat, you just want to go and like take a vacation, make sure you do this for yourself. You give yourself permission to do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and for whatever reason, and to change your mind without consequences, as Anat says, okay? So when I tell the women this in Bali, they look at me like I'm nuts. They're like, what do you mean? Like, it's okay to take care of my own needs? And I'm like, yeah. Like, we even have a service opportunity at the end of my retreat where we go to an orphanage. We went to an orphanage last year, and we'll probably do the same thing again because it was so amazing to be with the children for just a few hours. But I gave the women permission that if they didn't feel like their cup was full enough from the retreat that week, they didn't have to go. But all the women felt full enough because that's the way I run my retreats. And we went and we were able to share our love with the community because, and this is key, we filled up our own cup first. This is what vacation should be. Okay, ladies, this is what I take a stand for. And it's not happening. It's not happening in our society. So when you're creating your 2016 vacation, keep this in mind. Hope you're taking notes. All right, Augusta says, your retreat sounds like my ideal vacation. Spiritual development work away from all of my daily distractions is key. Yes, Augusta, right? Because here's the thing. I'm really passionate about the way our mind works. And when we are in our everyday scenario, we're in the comfort, this is my home. I'm in the comfort of my home. The reality is that when our mind is in the comfort of our everyday usual surroundings, our mind is subconsciously operating from a place that we're used to, because our mind is programmed to operate with, so that it doesn't have to like over operate, right? And so what that means is that we're in an unconscious state for most of our lives usually. Because we're in the comfort of our little home, we're in the comfort of our city that we know, the directions that we know, we go to work, we do the same things, but holy cow, we rob ourselves if we don't get away. This is why I love international vacation. If we don't get away and see the world and put ourselves in unique situations where we can connect with new people and connect new ideas, it's like our minds get rewired. And that's why such magical things happen when we go on these amazing transformational spiritual vacations. We set the intention for what we want to receive, and we get home and it's like, whew, like all this new stuff happens, right? Like I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It's because we allowed ourselves to get out of that rut and to create a new path. Mostly it's a new path where our deepest desires can actually come out of hiding, because we're already in an unusual circumstance, right? And I get, like, travel can be a little scary, international travel especially. That's why I like to invite women to my retreats, because of my experience with travel. So I should probably tell you a little bit about like why I'm really well versed in travel. Well, number one, I've been to lots of places, right? You've heard about the international countries I've been to. Number two, I was on a plane at least more than 20 times last year. Number three, I have over 15 years in event planning. So I've done corporate event planning, community event planning, and retreat event planning. And then I also used to work for the most profitable airline in the world. which is pretty cool. So I just recently quit my job in July, and I worked there for 6.5 years, not as a flight attendant, as somebody on the inside. So I did what's called culture and engagement. So like administrative work for the employees, where I created programs, events, all with the travel background, right? So like I got to see the inner workings of an airline. So I know a thing or two about travel. So if that helps you kind of like clear up, why is Jess talking about all this, right? Nicole, traveling internationally, I worried a lot about what was happening back home when in reality, not much was going on, but I still felt like I was missing out on big events. Oh my God, Nicole, thank you for bringing this up, because like I told the women who went to Bali with me last year that oftentimes, and this is a little bit of like tough love, oftentimes we think we're more important than we are. I know. It's really hard to accept. And me, like, oh God, I used to think nothing could happen without me. Like I was that important, please. But the reality is it's our ego getting in the way. Our ego thinks that we're missing out. Our ego thinks we are important, that nothing can function without us, that we are here. Here's something that I want you to write down. I am not responsible. Write that down. I know it sounds societally, whatever, incorrect, right? Like society would tell us that that's a horrible thing to say. And I don't mean personal responsibility. I want you to be personally accountable, personal responsibility. But what I do not want you to feel is that you are responsible for everyone, for their happiness. And I had to walk the women, because 2 of the women who went on the retreat with me last year to Bali were moms. So this was hard for them. This is the longest that they'd been away from their sons. And they felt like their sons couldn't function without them. But here's the thing that I reminded them. Number 1, they were great mothers. They are great mothers. Number 2, they've done such a good job that their sons are going to be more than okay when their mom's gone. Number 3, getting away is going to give them that space to become their own person, right? Like, and that really is the best thing we can do for anybody in our lives, for your husband, for your boyfriend, for your partner, for your best friends, to let them grow on their own, and for you not to develop this codependent relationship where you think that like you're responsible for their happiness, right? So just something to write down and to feel really good about, okay? So Nicole, holy cow, thank you for bringing that up. And internationally especially, right? Like we're so far away and like we're in different time zones and it's like we feel disconnected. And yet it's such a great opportunity to connect to ourselves because of that, okay? Augusta, yes, everything is resonating. Awesome. I know, the upside down smiley face. Do you hate when that happens? It's like, oh no, I meant the happy smiley face. Very cool. Okay, ladies, wonderful conversation. Holy cow, I'm fired up. I'm so fired up. Okay. So I've told you a little bit about me, why I'm so passionate about travel, all of my experience in the airline industry and in event planning. So let's get into some visioning. How does that sound? Let's start to plan these 2016 vacations of yours. That's why you showed up, right? Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to have you close your eyes. And again, get really comfortable. Get really comfortable, and maybe just even like roll your neck, roll your shoulders, move your hips, your back. If you want to lay down, lay down. If you want to sit up, like no rules. Just make yourself feel really good, because what we're going to do is we're going to vision you on this beautiful vacation that you so deserve, that you so need. Okay? All right. So close your eyes again if you haven't already. Let's start by taking a deep breath in, breathing in and out. Another deep breath in, breathing out. Just feeling your body relax. And with this next deep breath in, I want you to imagine that the air you are breathing in is the air that's going to be under your wings as you fly to this beautiful vacation destination in 2016. And just allow it to completely fill you up and let you feel supported by God, Spirit, the universe, supported in taking this vacation that you so deserve. And then as you exhale that air, I want you to imagine yourself being catapulted, flying. Maybe you even imagine yourself as a bird using that air, or you imagine yourself on a plane coasting in the air to your magical vacation destination. So let's imagine that when you breathe in, you're soaking up all that air that supports you in getting to where you want to go. And when you breathe out, you're floating on that air to your vacation destination. Okay, here we go. Breathing in and breathing out. Finding yourself on your vacation destination in the location of your deepest desires. For me, I am on a glorious beach in Bali. And maybe you want to join me there too. Wherever feels best to you. And I want you to imagine this feeling in your body. Feel it right now with every pore, every cell in your body. Complete relaxation. Complete letting go. No responsibilities. No consequences for doing nothing. Just completely at peace. Feel your body growing lighter. Feel all your worries melting away. And place your hand on your heart. And as you're here in this beautiful vacation location, I want you to repeat after me. There's nowhere to go. There's no one to be. Just perfectly here. Perfectly me. So let's do that again. And it's really important that you say it out loud. There's nowhere to go. There's no one to be. Just perfectly here. Perfectly me. With your hands on your heart, just really soak in that mantra. And remember that however you're feeling is absolutely okay. Let's take a deep breath in. Letting it all go, feeling even more relaxed. And place your hands back in your lap or wherever feels comfortable. Now imagine as you are on this beautiful island or whatever vacation destination you are on, I want you to get in touch with your senses. Look around. What beautiful colors do you see? What plants are around you? What flowers? What nature surrounds you? Just observing and really feeling joy by what your eyes see around you. Now let's get in touch with the smells that are around you. What are those yummy vacation smells? Maybe if you're on the beach like I am, you smell the dampness of the air, the fresh ocean breeze. Maybe it smells like warmth. Maybe it smells like plumeria flowers. Maybe you catch a whiff of the food lingering down the street from a local restaurant, the exotic smell of the flavors of delicious food. And just let those smells penetrate your very body, entering your nostrils and just feeling yummy. Now let's get in touch with the feeling of the sun on your skin. That feeling of warmth, almost like you're wrapped in a blanket of love. The yellow rays just enveloping and cherishing every inch of your skin. Feels so good. And now let's go a little deeper as you still remain in this state of relaxation on this beautiful island or whatever vacation destination you are on right now. Staying in touch with your senses. Now let's put our hands on our belly. The source of our deepest desires, our womb of creation, our longings, they all lie here in this area of our belly. And I want you to ask yourself, what is my deepest desire for how I want to feel on vacation? How do I desire to feel in every moment on vacation? Just allow the answers to come. How do you desire to feel on vacation? What are your deepest desires? Still letting the answers come. And planting those desires in your heart. knowing that the more you can feel into these deepest desires and cherish them, the more that you will receive this feeling on your vacation in 2016. So let's take a deep breath in, still holding those desires very sacredly. Breathing in and breathing out. Placing your hands over your heart. Thank you, God, Goddess, Universe, for allowing these women to tap into their deepest desires for what they want to feel on vacation. Please remind them that they deserve these desires just because they were born, that they deserve to have a vacation that is completely recharging, that is transformational, that lifts them to the next level of their big, meaningful dreams in their life, and that they deserve to receive all of these desires while they are on vacation, and to carry these desires to fruition once they return home from this magical journey. Please remind them how amazing it is that they've committed to taking a vacation in 2016 for themselves. And I ask that you wrap them in your love, in all of your glory. We are so grateful. Thank you for making our vacation desires possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. And when you are ready, slowly opening your eyes, coming back to this webinar, coming back to the sisterhood. And when you feel ready, sharing how that was for you. Maybe sharing one of your deepest desires that came through for how you want to feel on vacation. I know something that came through for me is that I want to feel cherished, and that I want to feel like a priestess when I'm on vacation. So I would love to hear what came through for you. Heidi, that was absolutely delicious. Oh, I'm so glad, Heidi. I am so happy that you loved that. I feel a bit delicious myself, and I was the one leading. That doesn't happen very often, but I'm like, oh, yay. So Augusta, Nicole, Anat, and Heidi, Claudia, what came through? What are some of your deepest desires to feel when you're on vacation? You know, this is an opportunity to, right? It's not intention. Like, what do you want to receive? You're already committing to taking a vacation this year. So now you get to share in a community of women and claim it. You get to claim and say, I am worthy of receiving this. Here's what I desire to feel when I'm on vacation. Nicole, I was in the jungle and it was great. Awesome, Nicole. Augusta, so wonderful. I was on a beach also. My desires are feeling free, safe, and relaxed. Oh, yes. I always go like this. I know sign language, so this is free. This is an F, and you do two hands and you go free. It's like a bird, right? You want to feel free. Nicole, relaxed in the moment. Oh, Heidi, my desire was to feel timeless, gorgeous, divine, and pampered as a sensuous goddess. Ah, yes, and you so deserve that. We so deserve these desires, ladies. Really, really. Augusta, really love the timing as it is 6 degrees out right now with super cold wind chill. Oh, that sounds treacherous. Well, yes, let's keep feeling into that beach and the warmth and the, for me, the Bali sun. Maybe you're feeling called to Bali and that sun in Bali is just like, glorious. Claudia, white sand beach, peaceful, relaxed, no cares. Augusta, love the sign language. Going to integrate the gesture into my daily spiritual practice. Awesome. Free, right? It's like you can even do it like a dance. Free. I need to learn how to sign Bali. That would be cool. Anat, to feel in my power. Yes, to experience true relaxation, to know who and what I am in those moments, and the ability to carry that feeling through back into the real world. Yes, Anat. Yes. And I think you brought up something. No, I know you brought up something very, very important here. And that is back into the real world, right? The integration of coming back from a glorious experience, on my Bali retreat. We're safe. We're in this container. I'm guiding the women. I'm taking care of them. I'm pampering them. They don't have to worry about a thing. I hire a driver and a personal chef, and like literally everything is taken care of on my retreat except for airfare. That's the only thing they have to take care of. And when you go back into the real world, it can be scary, right? It's hard to integrate when we've been in like our safe little bubble. And our safe little bubble is very necessary in order to create those intentions and magic and manifestation in our life. And I know how hard it is to integrate. And I've been on some retreats. So I went on a retreat to Peru that didn't actually hold me in the way that I would have loved. Like I would have loved a little more support integrating back in. And so for my retreat, I've designed it so that part of the package is 2 group calls with the women who are going on retreat with you so that you can get to know them, connect, answer all the questions that you're worried about. Literally, like I create everything for the women who come with me. Like I create a packing list. I create like every single question that you would want to know about traveling to Bali. Like I've got every single little thing. And so that's the before Bali calls. And then I support women in 2 calls after the retreat, which are actually more important, right? Because of what you just imagined, what you just said, the ability to carry that feeling back into the real world. So one of the women actually on my Bali retreat, her name is Jennifer. She says every time she feels like she needs to reconnect to that feeling in the real world, she'll watch the video that I took of her in Bali to remind herself that she is that woman, that she can create that Bali feeling, that Bali bliss at any moment in her life. And yeah, it's easier when you're away, but it reminds her that it's possible. So there's a lot of things that I do to help with that reintegration because gosh, girl, I know it's tough. I know, I've been there. So I've really created my retreat and I invite you, wherever your vacation for 2016 is going to take you to make sure that you have some sort of support and integration. Okay, it's key. Whether that's you have your own coach or you have a community of women that you can share with about what you've discovered while you're on retreat, how you're going to integrate it, the support that you need when you're back there, or you have a spiritual teacher, whatever it is, that's very, very important. Okay, because it can be the make or break between like you maximizing to the full potential the magic that you've created by taking this vacation just for you. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Anat, for bringing that up. All right, some glorious feelings. So make sure you write those feelings down if you haven't already. I want you to write down on your notebook, I deserve to feel on vacation, dot, dot, dot. And all those feelings that you deserve to feel, write them down. Okay? When we put things in writing and we claim it, just like you've claimed in the chat box, it is telling the universe, I'm serious. I'm serious. This is what I want, right? It's like when I put it out in the universe and told the universe, I want a date for Valentine's Day. Here's what I want. I got clear, right, on what I desired. Boom. I got that. If you guys missed the beginning of the webinar, I shared a story where I was telling my girlfriends that I desired a date. And then boom, I didn't even have to lift a finger. I got this random message on Facebook from this guy I'd never met who was like, can I take you on a date? So here we are. And he just scheduled dinner. And I told him where I wanted to go. He scheduled us a dinner for tomorrow night. So here we go. So it's the same thing with vacation. When you get clear on those feelings, as you just did, you write them down, you set the intention for the type of vacation you want to take, all the other stuff will happen regardless, okay? So this is a planning your 2016 vacation webinar, but what I'm most concerned about is your commitment to yourself and how you want to feel. And that you're going to take those desires and actually take this vacation. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do after you write down those feelings, just write down, the ones that stuck with you. Maybe you forgot some. Don't beat yourself up. The ones that are still here in your heart are the ones that are most important, okay? So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to set that intention for those feelings. And I want you to really get clear. So now we know the feeling. I want you to get clear on what is the biggest thing that you would want to receive or change in your life by going on your vacation this year. Okay? So here's what I mean. It might be you want a relationship. You want a relationship that's nurturing, that feels really good. You want to attract the perfect man or partner into your life. Maybe you want to make a lot of money. Maybe you want to welcome in this abundance into your career or your business. Maybe you want to elevate to the next level of your deepest desires, and you're not even really sure what those are, but you want to discover that while you're on this magical vacation. Maybe it's getting clear on what I call your big, meaningful dream. So your purpose on this planet. And that's one thing that I help guide the women through in Bali, is getting clear, because so many of us aren't really sure, right? What do we really, really want? We're walking around this earth, especially as women, being told what we should feel, how we should dress, what we should think, what we should say, ba-ba-da-da-da, right? All these freaking shoulds. So in Bali, I really help the women shed the shoulds, release all those expectations, do a lot of spiritual work while, of course, we're relaxing and playing in the pool, because I rent these 3 villas and each villa has a pool. So we have 3 private pools. And I should also mention there's only 8 women that come on this retreat with me because it's very intimate. So it's being in that space of the intimacy where you get to connect with your sisters, connect with yourself, have all this space. It's so important, okay? So you don't have to know exactly what you'd want to receive on your vacation this year, but in planning your 2016 vacation, it's very important to get clear on at least some sort of what you want to receive. Maybe it's greater health. For me, I didn't know that was exactly what I wanted to receive when I went to Peru, but it was a byproduct. What I did want to receive was I wanted to release my ex. I was dating somebody for about 5 years at that time, and it was just a very non-committed relationship on his part, even though we were together for 5 years. And so I wanted to release him, and by golly, did I release him, because in a way that did not feel good, but I got what I claimed I wanted to receive. It happened, because just a few months later, he actually met somebody at my event, and had been dating her for about 6 months. And I didn't find out until 6 months later, but it happened, right? That was the universe giving me what I wanted, and it was enough for me to get really mad and angry and let him go. So is there a relationship that you want to let go of? Is there a new relationship you want to call in? Like I was mentioning in Peru, my intention was to release that boyfriend, which happened. And a byproduct of what I wanted to receive is that I learned a lot about my body and health. And there's a lot of stuff to this, but basically I'll just tell you that I got so connected with my body that I discovered that for me, it's best not to eat meat. So I only eat it if I really, really, really crave it. And that's just a few times a year maybe. And so now I'm mostly like a veggie girl. And what that has led to me, for me, is what I call bulletproof health. So I haven't been sick. I still can't believe this, for 4 years. 4 freaking years, ladies. So, or had allergies, by the way. So this is the kind of magic when you get really clear on what you want to receive from a trip like this, that you can create just by claiming it, okay? So write a few things down for what you want to receive. And then I want you to pick one. So I want to receive a beautiful partnership where I feel nourished, cherished, and completely accepted for the goddess that I am. And not go plant-based diets. Yeah, woo. Okay, so my receiving statement, and this is what it's going to be for me. Create your receiving statement. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just important that we do it right now. We're going to light our candles. And our candles, the flame represents our inner radiance, what I call your inner radiance. And that's your power center, right? Like if you know anything about the chakras, it's right here above your belly button. That is yellow, the color yellow. So, right, like the bright sun, like a flame. So imagine this inner radiance of yours. It's burning so bright. These are your deep desires for what you want to receive. And when we light this candle and you claim this year, in 2016, when I take my vacation, I want to receive whatever it is, and you light that candle, you are sealing the deal, okay? This is a powerful ritual. So each day when we're in Bali, I actually have the girls claim an intention for the day, and it's super powerful. So we do this and we light candles every morning. So we're gonna do that right now, okay? So, you ready? So I'm going to let you do it on your own, but we're going to go right now. 1, 2, 3. And when your candle's lit, I want you to look at it. And I want you to say, during my vacation in 2016, I am receiving a beautiful, supportive, nurturing relationship. A man who is willing to accept me for who I am and treat me as the goddess who I am. And then when you're done with your receiving statement, I want you to just say, I see the inner radiance in me. Okay, so say that to yourself. A little bit of self-love here. I see the inner radiance in me. Let's put our hand on our hearts maybe and say thank you. So it's kind of funny, you guys. Remember I was mentioning the ex that I saw in San Francisco, and I'm feeling a little tender because we haven't been together for 6 months. He actually made this candle and gave it to me when I was there. It's a beeswax candle. It's kind of funny, huh, that I'm lighting that. Okay, so I hope that was powerful for you. Let me know, how was it? And again, what are you claiming that you're going to receive on this vacation? You know, whether you want to explore coming with me to Bali or you have another vacation that you are desiring to take, when you go there, what are you claiming that you are going to receive by taking this vacation just for you? So I want to hear. I want you to share and use this as an opportunity to really speak up and claim it, right? Like we're talking about. So I'll let you guys chime in on the chat box. Augusta, I'm receiving effortless financial abundance. Yes, I love that. I love it. Beautiful, Augusta. Way to claim it. And so something interesting with that is so many times we really desire to go on these big trips, right? Like a beautiful retreat that's sacred and spiritual and that lights us up. And yet we're waiting for the money to go, right? Or we're waiting to like be in this certain place. And it's always so interesting to me when I hear women say things like, you know, well, I'd love, like, my deepest desire is to go on this trip over here or to take a vacation this year, but I'm trying to buy a house. And I'm sorry, but for me, I'm like, okay, what's going to change your life? Is it going to be this house? Maybe. For me, I don't see it, right? Or what's going to stir your soul and get you to this level of financial abundance and open you up to this space where you feel worthy enough to receive. And what I've noticed in my own life is that by investing in a big trip and not even thinking about it, right? But just like trusting, like if I feel pulled, like just trusting and doing it, those investments have actually led to me making way more money than I could have even imagined. Like, you know, I was able to quit my job last year because I traveled the most. It was the year that I traveled the most. I was on a plane more than 20 times. And it was the most, because of that, I believe, it was the most abundance I'd ever received in my life. So something to think about, right? Like, and having an intention of receiving like money and abundance and effortless financial abundance when you're on a trip is so powerful too, right? Because you've taken that step and you've invested in yourself, and now you're like, okay, universe, I did it. I showed you that I know I'm worthy of this abundance, right? So it's like, it's that cyclical flow. Like, in order to receive, we need to give. In order to give, we need to receive. So it's like back and forth. So I love that you said that. And in Bali, I actually lead the women through a money mantra every day. We have a money mantra. So pretty cool that you said that. I love it. Nicole, I'm going to receive a commitment of lifelong happiness with my best friend. We are getting married internationally. Woo! Go, Nicole. Way to lock that in. That's so exciting. Do you know where you're going yet? I want to hear. That is really cool. Awesome. So who else? Anat, what are you receiving? Claudia, what are you receiving? Let's see. Heidi, who else here? I think that would be it. Oh, we have another person who joined us. Megan. Welcome, Megan. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you joined us. And you are definitely not too late. And of course, you can watch the replay. I'll send out the replay to everybody after this. But you're definitely not too late. We still got some juicy stuff here. Hi, Belize. Nicole, Belize. How cool. So I just had a call with somebody yesterday, and she just got back from Belize, and she said it was so amazing. Hi, Megan. Where do you live, Megan? Do I know you? Do I know your pretty self? Very cool, Nicole. Well, I'm so excited for you about that. Claudia, I'm going to receive financial independence to be able to make these vacations. I'm going to receive a more loving relationship with my son. Mine are family related, my son's birthday and wedding. I haven't seen him in over a year. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, Claudia. That's amazing. And just remember, right? Like the financial independence can actually come by investing in yourself to take a trip. Okay. So maybe you don't want to take a trip to Bali. I understand. And what if you did take a really big trip? What could that do for you? Or maybe it's just, I'm not a huge fan of like small weekend retreat trips. I actually don't think that they create, I think that they're necessary. Let me rephrase this. And I don't think they move us to the potential of the type of vacation we truly desire, because it's like we're in, we're out, right? So it's important to learn how to get creative and to really dream up possibilities. Like if we really desire to take these vacations, right? Like you showed up here, Claudia, you showed up. You're like, I'm taking a trip in 2016. So there's something in you that knows that you can make this happen. So let me also give an example. Like there are lots of creative ways. Like people will surprise you. So one of my clients, Brooke, who you're going to hear from, I'm going to play her video from Bali so you can get to know her a little more and you can see what a really juicy vacation like this could do for you. She fulfilled her big meaningful dream by asking people, and I suggested this. I was like, you know what? If you don't feel like you have the money that you want to invest in another big trip after Bali, why don't you ask people? Why don't you ask people? And so she was really scared and she did it. And guess what? She raised enough money to go to Greece and fulfill her big, meaningful dream of helping the refugees there just last month. So amazing. And she did this during our time working together. So just there's all sorts of ideas. Like people want you to be happy. They want your desires to be fulfilled. And first and foremost, we have to know that we're worthy of it, right? So it's like, even thinking about like, what are we investing in that is actually not getting us anywhere? There's like so many programs out there, like information overload. And while I've invested in my own coach, I'm not a fan of like all these like little like programs that we can take or all these like little weekend retreats or these things that are really like, they're nice and they don't add up to this big life-changing experience that you said you're committed to because you showed up today for this webinar. Does that make sense? So just think about it. I know money is a serious, like, edgy topic for some people. And for me, I've done a lot of money work. And what I've noticed is that the more I just invest in these retreats for myself, the more I travel the world, the more that I just do it and stop thinking about so much like all these reasons or like, oh, I don't have the money, and like maybe even just put it on my credit card. Like the more magic that happens when I'm there on that vacation, and I can manifest even quicker the abundance and money that I desire. So just a few words, Claudia, and then also acknowledging a more loving relationship with your son. That's so beautiful. And the family stuff is gorgeous. And not seeing him in over a year. Yeah. Is that because you just haven't traveled to go see him, or is there something else deeper going on there? I'd love to hear that too, Claudia. Megan, Anat is my daughter. I would love to see her. Oh my God, how cool, Megan. Anat, did you invite your mom to this webinar? Cute. I'm on Anderson Island. Washington. I'm from Washington. Where is that at? Anderson Island. And not isn't Israel. Yes, she said. Nicole, we are so excited for the wedding. I'm sad I have to run to my appointment, but I will catch the rest on the replay. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Nicole. Anat, also getting married after 7 years together and 5.5 years engaged. Ooh, wow. Also, first vacation together, and I can't even remember. Nicole, I'm super excited for you. Mazel tov, congratulations. Very cool. Anat, hi, Mom. Megan, hi, sugar. Claudia, I would love to go to Bali. Maybe next time. Well, Claudia, I mean, if you'd love to go to Bali, right? That's what we're talking about here. There's always a way if you really deeply desire it. I truly believe there's always a way to make it happen. So, you know, stay open, stay open. I'm going to share a little bit more too. So maybe something will open up for you. Heidi, I'm receiving my divine bliss partnership with a worthy, evolved prince type of man, one who tests me as the goddess that I am. Oh, I love that. I love to be tested too, Heidi. I want somebody who's like with me in the spiritual growth, right? Oh, who treats me. Okay, got it. Treats me like the goddess I am. Well, I like to be tested a little bit. Megan, Washington. Yes, yes. Okay, good. Claudia, yes, my first trip to Florida since he and his fiance moved. Ah, awesome. Well, I bet that's like heartbreaking, right? To be so far from him. That's got to be tough. Megan, ferry from, oh, Silicon. Okay, cool. Awesome. There's all sorts of places in Washington. I grew up in Spanaway, Megan. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's like south, even south of Tacoma. So south of Seattle for all those who don't know where Tacoma is. Okay. So how's everybody feeling right now about their vacations? Are you like, yes, I'm in. I know how I want to feel when I'm on vacation. I know what I want to receive. We've lit our candles to really lock that in. Now what I want you to do is actually, I want you to relax for a minute. I want to share a video with you. And then after that, we're going to do a little ritual with your passport. Right? So like what I'm doing here is supporting you in first and foremost believing that you're worthy enough to take this vacation, right? So in order to feel worthy enough, we got to let go of all these things in our mind that are blocking us, whether it's the money, whether it's I should go on a trip that is going to, you know, be productive, whether it's like I can't get the time off work, I can't make it happen. Like there is always a way. There is. I fully believe that. I fully believe that there's always a way. And Megan, you know where Spanaway is? What? And you love it? A very rural feeling still. Kinda, yeah. So like if you know where the IKEA is in Spanaway, apparently they have one now. I lived in a neighborhood like really close to there growing up. So yeah, crazy. Claudia, yes, cannot wait. Very cool. Heidi, I feel excited. Oh, yay. I'm so glad that you feel excited. I know, me and you both, we're creating that, right? Like welcoming in those princes that will treat us like goddesses because we are. And we have to treat ourselves like goddesses first too. So that's another thing to mention with these vacations, ladies. You have to believe you are worthy of an amazing, magical trip, or else it just won't happen, right? So that's why I'm spending so much time on taking you through these processes to get that you are worth it, okay? Megan, IKEA, I had no idea. Yeah, either did I. I haven't been to Spanaway since I moved to Las Vegas. Okay, well, I take that back. I have been to Spanaway since I moved to Las Vegas, but only like maybe once. My best friend still lives there, but she'll come meet me in Seattle when I come. So yeah, apparently they have an IKEA there. Crazy. Off, I think it's Meridian and is there 172nd? I don't know. It's been so long since I was there. I moved to Las Vegas in 2007, so I love it here. Sunshine, total vacation-y feel, right? And you can stay off the strip. You don't have to be with all the tourists. It's like, ugh. There's a whole other life here in Vegas. Okay, so get yourself comfy again, right? We want to stay in this like vacation feeling space. Like I was mentioning at the beginning of the webinar, if you need to get up and like, you know, go grab some water real quick, go do that. Make yourself feel relaxed. If you need to like lounge, go pour yourself yeah, 176. You're right. So 176 and Meridian, yeah. Megan, yeah. So let's take, you know, just like maybe even just take a deep breath in. This is a lot of inner stuff, right? Like you've probably thought you're going to come and like, you know, plan all the details of your vacation, which is cool. And those things happen naturally. The planning is what comes when you make the commitment and you have the dedication for yourself that you're worthy of this vacation. Okay. All right. So make yourself comfy and then sit back and relax. I'm going to play a video from Brooke, who went to Bali with me, and I just mentioned fulfilled her big, meaningful dream to go on another international trip to Greece during our time working together by getting donations. Who would have known? She just put it out there and said, hey, here's my desire. I want to go to Greece. And so, yes, as you're watching Brooke, I want you to focus on the possibility of how you can feel, right? We wrote down how we want to feel when we're on vacation and what you can receive by a transformational vacation, like coming to Bali with me, okay? So I'm going to play that video, and then I will be back with you in a moment. All right, loves, we are back. So, what did you think of Brooke's share? I took that video at the very end of our retreat. I took videos of all the women so that they can remember their experience. And like I was saying, one of the girls, Jen, will watch hers every once in a while to remember her Bali glow, the possibility that, you know, at any time she can be that same woman and that it's in her. So kind of a fun thing that I do on the retreat. And I just really wanted you to get a glimpse of what a transformational vacation could do for your life, right? So like for Brooke, I love her share because she was a little bit hesitant, right? She was like, the worst that could happen is I get to check Bali off my bucket list. And she did that. But what she didn't expect was a transformation that was going to occur because of the way that I run my retreat. And that is very intentional because, like I said, if you are going to take a vacation, it's so important that you take a vacation that is going to bring you what you desire, right? Like that's the whole point for me of going and seeing the world, is to get reconnected with my truth, who I am, what I desire, what I want to receive in the world, to get away from it all, to remind myself that I'm worthy of taking these trips and just letting go and recharging and being and like basking in the gloriousness that I am. And no better method has there been that I've found than traveling internationally. So for Brooke, holy cow, right? I think I wrote down a few things she said. Like she knew after Bali, right? Like Bali is these 9 days. She knew her dreams. She knew her passion, her purpose. Like, holy cow, right? That can happen in 7 days. Well, yeah, because she took the step first and foremost to say yes to a retreat like this. So for you, what do you need to do to get to the place where you can say yes, right? Whether it's like exploring Bali with me, or it's that vacation that you deeply desire this year of another location, whatever it is, like there's something inside of us that when it switches and you're a yes, then all of a sudden the universe is like, all right, we're going to give you what she wants, right? So Brooke also said that it was more than a retreat, right? That she thought like a retreat was going to be this singular event where she went and it was great and she's going to meet some cool women. But what she didn't realize is that she could use it as a jumping off point. I think that's the language that she used. And guess what? She did. Because holy cow, here, like she decided to actually continue working with me. So after Bali, like we had this amazing thing happen where she was on another retreat with me. Like just stuff happens at retreats, right? And at that time she was wanting to go to Africa, and she saw on this like little church next door this board that said African speaker tomorrow. And we just looked at each other and I was like, oh my God, you're going. And so from there, she got like connected to this other nurse. So Brooke's a nurse, other nurse who wanted to do healing work in other countries. And then that nurse connected her to this big conference of like these international retreats, right? And then she went to that conference and she got plugged into the Greece retreat where she ended up raising the money to go. So my point is, this is the kind of big stuff that can happen if you allow yourself to take a vacation like this, where it's a substantial amount of time, international, and where you are just allowed to just let go and be taken care of, right? So for Brooke, I think she even said like she felt unstoppable. Like she'd removed all the garbage and like the treasures were just there waiting for her. So guess what, ladies? You can have that too. You can have that kind of experience. It is possible. So I share with you Brooke's video so that you know it's possible in your own life when you commit to taking this vacation as you have this year, right? So nobody's chimed in the chat box. I'm curious, was there a aha or a takeaway from watching Brooke in her video? I'm curious what you guys think. What does it mean for you as you are dreaming of and committing to taking this transformational vacation this year for yourself. Everybody's just so mesmerized by Brooke that nobody has anything to say. Okay. Well, I will let you guys chime in to the chat box if you feel like it. But now let's take the next step, right? You have gotten clear on the way you want to feel when you're on vacation. You have gotten clear on what you want to receive. Anat, self-care is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. Yes, totally, Anat. Claudia, I had technical difficulties watching it, so only saw a small portion. Oh, bummer. Sorry to hear that, Claudia. Are you having technical difficulties with me? Is my video streaming okay? What a bummer. Claudia, you can go watch the video. I'm going to share with you a link. I'm going to actually take you through the page for more details on my Bali retreat, and you can watch the video there. It's posted there. Augusta, I'm launching a blog soon that features portraits and interviews of empowered women realizing I can do this work anywhere, including on vacation. Yeah, how cool is that? Totally, Augusta. Totally. The possibilities are endless. And imagine what would happen when you're on vacation and you're like really, really like manifesting this big vision where you have this blog and these portraits and amazing possibilities, right? They're so endless. Claudia, not at all. You're great. Okay, good. Glad you can see me. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing with me your thoughts on the video. Heidi, I instantly saw the Bali glow radiating from her. I'll have to tell her. I have a coaching call with her on Monday, so I'll have to tell her, Heidi. She'll love that. She really will. She's a very sweet woman, which I tend to attract very amazing ladies with big hearts who, you know, need a break, right? Because we're all giving to everybody else and like not giving enough to ourselves. So this is another reason why, as Anat was saying, self-care is one of the most important things you can do for yourself, right? But we find it hard. And for me, vacation is the highest form of self-care. Okay, grab your passport. Grab your passport, because we're going to say a little prayer, right? You've shown up to this webinar. You have said, I'm committed to taking a vacation in 2016. You've gotten clear on how you want to feel during that vacation. We've gotten clear on what you want to receive. And we've ignited the flame of your own inner radiance that reminds you that you can receive anything you desire. And that by going away on vacation and knowing your own worth, that you deserve to receive this break, you're going to manifest it quicker for what you want in your life. So grab your passport, hold it, you know, like this, maybe put it over your heart, whatever feels the best to you. And just close your eyes with me. We're going to say a little prayer. Universe, God, Goddess, we thank you so much for the possibility of travel and vacation and new opportunities and experiences. And we trust that by the women showing up here today for this webinar, their 2016 vacation desires are already fulfilled. And whether they are desiring to go to Bali with me or they are desiring to go somewhere else, please plant in their hearts a knowingness that if they want this vacation bad enough, that because they have spoken up for their desires, your will be done. That just by us having a desire is enough reason for that desire to be fulfilled. That we don't have to work for it. That all we have to do is keep showing up. So I ask that you open these women's hearts. You remind them that they are worthy of a vacation that is transforming, recharging, spiritually life-changing, and that elevates them to the next level of their life. I ask you that you remind them this every single day until they truly get it. And preferably they get it today because they're worth that kind of nurturing. We put all of our love into our passports for this ability to travel and see the world. And with our hands on our passports, it represents a symbol of our own inner radiance. Really praying and penetrating the pages of this glorious passport that represents the possibilities that we have to make a difference not only in our own lives, but in the lives of others and in our world. May every time we look at our passports, we be reminded that we are worthy of vacation, we are worthy of a break, and it is our divine responsibility to get out and see the world. For this and so much more, we are eternally grateful. And we trust that our vacations are already planned, they are already happening in 2016. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Yay! Open up your eyes, ladies, when you feel ready. Just give your passport some extra juicy love. I love my passport. Makes me so happy. So I hope that was nice for you. Let me know what you thought of the passport prayer. That's what we'll call it, the passport prayer. And awesome. I love it. You ladies are still with me. Nicole, Claudia, Heidi, Augusta, and not Megan. It is so much fun to spend time with you ladies. I'm so glad you're here. So let me know, how was that passport prayer for you? And then once you let me know that, we will get on to a few more beautiful things that I want to share with you about the type of retreat and vacation that is really going to change your life. Because there's a few more things that I want to be clear on, whether you're interested in coming to Bali with me and you want to explore that more, or you're trying to find a different retreat, or you want to plan your own. There's some things that I want you to really keep in mind that are going to activate that inner radiance, so that you can actually manifest and create your big meaningful dreams while on vacation, right? Because again, like I said, it's fun to go on vacation, just like, party it up in Mexico or something like that. And it's not going to benefit you when you get home, right? So we want to make sure you're creating this powerful, transformational, life-changing vacation for yourself, or you're coming on a retreat like mine that's already that, and you don't have to plan it. So, okay. So any comments that you do have on the passport prayer, I'd love to hear them. Thank you very much. And, as you're doing that, I am going to actually play for you my Bali video so that you can really, like I said, get into this space of what does a vacation look like that is life-changing and transformational, and really like reminding ourselves that we deserve it. And I created this Bali video. I'm so proud of it. My coach actually said it was shamanic, which is interesting. I created it from a place that I really wanted to inspire women to be reminded that they are goddesses and that we desperately need these breaks from all of our responsibilities, from all of our shoulds, our expectations, our to-do lists, what society thinks we should be doing. For my own story is, for many, many years, I walked around really trying to be the good girl. being the people pleaser, caring about everybody else, putting my needs last. So when you take this transformational vacation or retreat, it needs to be about you, okay? Anat, I love your manifestation mindset. The passport prayer works well with that in a really fun way. Awesome. I'm glad that you liked that, Anat. Cool, cool. Yay. And just remember, ladies, right? Like now, anytime you see your passport, it's a powerful tool because we put our love into it, and you can do it on your own too, right? Like anytime you're really desiring to have that feeling of what vacation feels like, and create more transformation in your life, you could just keep loving up this tool that represents our freedom and our ability to transform and see the world and continue receiving the desires in our life. So please keep reminding yourself that that is a physical representation of the manifestation that you can create in your life. Claudia, I can relate to the good girl image all too well. Yep. So we're going to talk about this in a moment after I play the Bali video, but my intention is for you all to get that you deserve to just be loved and taken care of and not have to earn it, okay? And that is my biggest intention for the women that come on retreat with me, is that I am like, you know what, you don't have to do anything. Like even somebody who just signed up for Bali, right? So I think I mentioned the retreat is really, really intimate. So I have 2 people signed up and then 1 spoken for. So technically I have 5 spots left. So somebody who just signed up told me, because she does hair and makeup, and there's a photo shoot in Bali. So I hire a photographer. There's all this fun stuff that I'll share with you guys in a moment. But she was like, I would love to offer to do all the women's makeup and hair. And I said, my gosh, that is so generous of you. And my main goal is for you to not have to take care of anybody but yourself on this retreat. So do you see how we naturally as women, we're givers, right? It's like that good girl, like I want to do the right thing. I want to like share my gifts, and that's beautiful. Oh my God, we're amazing as women because we do that. And how many opportunities have you had where you don't have to do a damn thing? Where you can just get taken care of and trust that I will love you and nurture you. And that's all you have to worry about, is taking care of yourself. You don't have to worry about anybody else. You don't have to worry about upsetting me even. So a lot of the women were really worried about like, oh, breaking the rules, like on the retreat last year. And I'm like, all I ask is that you're respectful. You do what you need to do. There are no rules, right? So I created this retreat with the intention that we would have that experience as women many times for the first time. So Claudia says, I love the passport prayer too. I used mine for the first time in my life last November. Awesome. Very cool. Where did you go, Claudia? I'd love to hear where you went. Megan, I'm grateful to share in your blissful, serene, ecstatic space. Thank you. Oh, Megan, you are welcome. I'm so glad you're here and that you joined your daughter. How cool is that? That makes me happy. Okay, so I have to share with you, Anat and Megan, I convinced my mom to go on a vacation with me this year. So me and her went to Italy, it was my idea back then in 2011. We went to Italy on this glorious 10-day trip. And she was so nervous because she's very planning, right? And me, I'd heard a lot about those like travel companies that will plan your trips and you don't have to worry about anything. I'd heard a lot about how much they pack in and how you have to be on their schedule. And for me, I was like, no, like, I knew even back then, like the kind of vacation that I wanted and that I desired that was not going to stress me out, that was going to leave me recharged so that I could manifest what I wanted to while I was away in this beautiful place, Italy. Hello. So I convinced my mom to go and for us not to plan anything. And it totally terrified her. And you know what she said to me the other day? She was like, I'm so glad you convinced me not to do the planny thing. I'm so glad that you convinced me to just like, go on this vacation where we could completely just follow our flow. And that's so important when you are creating your own vacation or you're looking for a retreat to go on, like mine. You need to look for a structure that is going to be spacious enough that you have time to let go, to follow your flow, to do what you want to do. And it's great to have like a little bit of a structure, that's what I do on my retreats, but I give space. So I was just talking to a woman interested in Bali the other day, and she said she went on this great retreat to Mexico and it was amazing and she loved it. And when I asked her what her least favorite part was, she said there were so many activities that she was so exhausted by the time they were done, right? Because how many times do we go to these beautiful places and we're like, rah, like I need to see everything, right? It's that, it's scarcity mentality. Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? By that, I mean, we're worried that we're not going to get enough for what we invested in, right? And because we're so worried about that, we're spending more of our time freaked out that we're not going to see everything we wanted to see. That actually that gives us the reverse of our intention of the retreat or the vacation, which was to feel how we want to feel, right? Remember when we talked about our feelings and our desired feelings on vacation? So I guarantee nobody wrote down on their desired feelings for vacation that they wanted to be burnt out and stressed out and like go, right? Because that's our everyday life. We don't need more of that. We need less of that. So back to my mom. I had this feeling, right? This is what happens about vacations for me. I had this strong feeling that I wanted to go to Barcelona this year. So, and then I got the hit that I wanted my mom to come with me. So I was nervous to ask her, because she's a bit of like a penny pincher. I was a bit nervous to ask her, and I said, Mom, during like the holidays, I was there visiting with her in Washington and said, how would you feel about going to Barcelona with me this year? She just kind of looked at me and she's like, that's an interesting idea. I'll definitely think about it. So the next morning, she woke up and me and her were having our coffee and she goes, so I talked to your dad and he said I could go. And I was like, Mom, of course Dad said you can go. Like he wants you to be happy, right? Like that's the thing. We're so tied up in what we think is going to like set other people off. Remember how I said to write down, I am not responsible, because we're not responsible for other people's happiness, and people who love us want us to be happy. So my dad loves my mom, so he wants her to go on these trips, so she can fulfill her desires. So it was so cute. So anyways, all I had to do to fully convince her and get her locked in was remind her of the beautiful experience that we had when we were in Italy. So if you are maybe like my mom, who had never gone anywhere internationally before Italy, and you're like, I don't know about investing in a big trip. Like, it seems like a lot. I don't know. Like, I've never gone. My suggestion for you is to remind yourself, you don't know until you know, right? So she didn't know how powerful that experience was going to be for her until she did it. And now when I reminded her about that powerful experience, when I was trying to convince her about Barcelona, all that it took was for her to remember the magical experience we had for her to say yes. So open up, talk to other people who've gone on these amazing retreats. Watch the video testimonials on my retreat website, like Brooke, of these women who have gone on these magical vacations and retreats that have allowed them to experience how they actually want to feel. So just a fun little side note. So me and my mommy are going to Barcelona this year in September. So I'm so excited to be doing that. Okay. So, let me read. Heidi, I have a confession. I do not even own a passport. I had drawn one on my notebook, prayed with my pick, and pictured myself getting a passport. Awesome, Heidi. Go do it. Go get your passport, girl. It takes like a few weeks, I think, but all you have to do is fill out this form. You can go to the post office, I think. Get your photo taken and put in the application. And then I can't remember the fee, but it's not that much. I think it's like maybe less than 100, maybe 100, maybe even less than that. Cause I rushed when I first got my this passport, I had to rush it. within a week I had to get it, because that's how my split decision making is for these vacations. I was like, I'm going on vacation. So that's when I went to France. So yes, so Heidi, you can totally do this. And you've raised 4 children on your own for 24 years. I had no ability to travel, but now I plan to accomplish this. You so will. And like Anat says, yes, I love that support. You'll get that passport. You will. Yay. And Claudia, believe it or not, Tijuana, Mexico. Tijuana, Claudia, yes, you're going to Tijuana for, I was trying to remember what we were talking about. Remind me what, Tijuana, what we were talking about. Anat, haha, I'm the same way with travel planners and people on a schedule. I'm like, no. Mom's like that too. It's awesome. We make a list of things we want to do and important details, and the rest will happen as it should. How cool, Anat. What if you and your mom came to Bali? That would be so amazing. That would be so amazing to meet you. Just an idea. Heidi, thank you for the support, honey. This we binary rules fills me with excitement. Yeah, I am weepy, releasing a lot. Yeah, and that's great. And you know, Heidi, in Bali, that island is so powerful. So, you know, if you're not interested in Bali, I suggest that your first vacation be somewhere that's tropical, preferably like an island. Usually tropical is an island, but because the earth on tropical islands just wants to soak up your pain. So what I found with the women when I was in Bali is that we did so much releasing. That's really huge. That's part of my gift, is being able to help women release all the shoulds, all the like things that they want to let go of, and then give it to the ground, give it to Mother Earth. And the thing about islands like Bali that are so magical is that the earth just wants to take our pain. So keep on crying, babe, and you know, take that vacation where you can just let it all go and completely like be in this space where you don't have to be a mama, you don't have to be a grandma, you can just be you and the beautiful goddess you are, right? Megan, you would love Israel. Oh, I would so love Israel. Yes, I would so love. It's on my list. Anat, Barcelona sounds amazing. It's 10 o'clock here and we've got an early morning, so I've got to skip out now. All right. Bye, Anat. Thank you so much for attending. And I hope that, yeah, like if you're interested in Bali, how cool would it be for you and your mom to come? So be sure to stay on the lookout for more details for that. It would be fun to chat about it. And Megan, $90 for a passport. I think you're right. Yeah. Mom, tell me what I missed tomorrow. Jess and ladies, it's been great spending time with you. Take care, and to our vacation bliss. Yes. Yay, Anat. Claudia, first time I used my passport. Oh, yes. Okay. Tijuana, Mexico. Yeah, girl. Funny, right? For most of us here, like on the West Coast, it's definitely like Mexico-ish. I went to Rosarito. We didn't need a passport, though. We'll be saving up for sure, Jess. Yay, Megan. That would be so fun. Okay. So next step, I'm going to show you the Bali video so that you can get inspired. As to like, again, remind yourself why you really need this vacation, right? Why you showed up here today to commit, to travel, to vacation, to nurturing yourself and taking this transformational trip in 2016 just for you. And I'm so passionate about this. So I want you to just open up your heart, whether or not you're interested in Bali, and just watch this with this sense of like, getting very inspired for why you deserve a vacation in 2016. And Claudia, a little anticlimactic. I bet. I can imagine. I've never been to Tijuana. Okay, ladies, I'm going to play this short video for you, and then I'll be back shortly. I hope you enjoy. All right, I think we're back. Oh, yay, good. Oh, glad that the video worked for you, Claudia. Good, good. I hope you got to see most of it. All right, ladies, that's my Bali video. What did you think? Like, what did you get from that? Since we're talking about vacation and the power of these transformational retreats and trips. Yeah, what were any feelings, ahas, emotions that came up watching that video? Megan, that looks beautiful. Yeah, the island is definitely beautiful, and the photos of the bed and the pool with the like outdoor seating area, that's the villa that I get. I get 3 villas in Bali. So there's 3 rooms in each villa. Each villa has a pool. And then the main villa is where we gather to have our meals, and I hire a personal chef, and each woman gets her own beautiful room all to herself with a queen size bed and her own private bathroom. Like, I'm very much about nurturing you so that you can really just let go and not have to worry about a thing and really be treated like the goddess that you are. So Heidi, I'm bursting more tears. Need this so much. Oh, Heidi. Yes, love. Yes, yes, yes. I totally get it. I totally get it, because and Claudia, you need the link. Yeah, I'll share with you the link for the retreat, which is what I'm assuming you're asking. It's theradiancerecharge.com. So I'm going to type that in, and I'm actually going to take you guys through the page just so you understand like what my retreat's about, if it's resonating with you, or so that it can at least get you inspiration for looking for the right type of vacation. It's going to really transform your life. There you go. Okay, I typed that into the chat box, theradiancerecharge.com, and I'm going to take you through that in a moment. I want to acknowledge Heidi, though, because Heidi, I totally get it. God, I spent so many years just doing for everybody else, and I didn't even have kids like you do. Like, you have 4 kids. Like, oh my God, woman, I cannot even imagine the place that you're in. Like, you know, as women, we're so like dedicated to the happiness of everybody around us that we put ourselves last, right? We put ourselves on the back burner. And so your tears are just, to me, like a beautiful sign that you're opening up to the goddess that you are, that you deserve a vacation like this. You deserve a break to be held and loved and cherished and not have to worry about anybody else or any responsibilities. And that gift for yourself, like I've experienced with the women that came to Bali with me last year, is just like life-changing, right? I can't even describe it. That's why I have the testimonials of the women on the retreat site. And you're welcome, Claudia. Yeah, you're welcome. Is because for me, like I was a retreat leader, and I've been to retreats that have changed my life, and they weren't quite like as amazing as I wanted them to be in different ways, right? Like Peru was really transformational, but it wasn't as nice as I would have liked it to be. Like, it was a little rustic, which is great. Like, it's fine. But for me, I wanted to create a retreat that was just like all encompassing, like everything is all included except for travel. I have this personal chef that cooks us delicious food, so we're not like eating out with greasy restaurants a whole bunch, you know. Like, we have a couple of times where I take you out for a nice meal while we're touring the mountains of Ubud, which, if you've seen Eat, Pray, Love, that's where Julia Roberts is in Ubud, the mountains. So for my retreat, we're all like, the villas are right next to the beach. So I do this because the women in the morning, you can walk like around the corner to the beach. It literally takes 5 minutes. And so you can like meditate on the beach or just watch the ocean or go for a walk and like soak up the beautiful waves, right? They're so powerful. The waves in the water are just so releasing and healing. And then we all come together in the morning for breakfast. And then I lead activities for a few hours. And then the rest of the day, it varies from day to day, you know. We do lots of different things. So I'm going to take you to my website, The Radiance Recharge for the retreat, so that you can just get a feeling, right? And again, if you're not interested in Bali or coming on retreat with me, totally cool. But I invite you to consider what I'm saying. Because again, I have lots of years of event planning experience. I used to work for a travel company for 6.5 years. I've been international a lot. I know what produces a really great retreat. And I should also mention, I've led a women's group here in Las Vegas for the past 4 years. We're a spiritual women's group. And so I've got a lot of experience of leading women through this type of thing. So pay attention, you know, to what I'm saying, because if you want to plan your own vacation, you got to do it in the way that's going to impact your life and get you feeling the way you want to feel, right? So, all right, with that said, I'm so excited to share with you guys. Okay, I'm going to do a screen share, and then I'm going to share with you my website for the retreat. Okay, entire screen share. And on the radiancerecharge.com, you can find the video again. So like if you need a little bit of inspiration, right? Okay, hopefully you guys can see now. Can you guys see? Will somebody chime into the chat box and let me know if they can see the screen? Anybody? Can you see my screen sharing? It probably looks all funky right now with a whole bunch of boxes, but we'll go back to the retreat website. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Megan. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so here is my retreat website. And again, soak in this wisdom of what your vacation for 2016 could look like. Just open up to this possibility. So for my retreat, the Radiance Recharge, here's the video that you guys just watched. So come back here for any inspiration you need. And again, I mentioned there's 8 spots available, right? But now there's actually 5 spots available. So it's a very intimate retreat because I really want to hold this space for women to, first and foremost, be able to connect deeply with each other. So these big retreats that are held, you know, or like maybe you go on vacation with like your family or something. But like the more people, the less that you're going to be able to develop these intimate relationships. And for me, that's really important. And if there were more than 8 women, I would have a hard time supporting you because I really like to do hands-on work. So know that you would receive that by going on this retreat. So there is apply now button, and what that's going to do if you're interested is you can push that button and fill out a 5-question application. Really simple, you don't have to think very hard, and that application will be sent to me. And what I'll do is I'll look at the application and determine if you seem like you're a good fit for my retreat, because not everybody is, right? Like you kind of have to be in a good, not in a good spot in your life. Let me rephrase that. In a particular spot in your life where you're ready for something like this, because it is life-changing, right? It's big. And you're willing to commit to yourself in a big way. Which I'm assuming you are because you showed up, right? You showed up to commit to your 2016 vacation, that you are worthy, that you want to feel this way when you're traveling and seeing the world, and that you recognize that it can be life-changing. So there's that button for you to apply if you're interested. And let's just go over a few things. Like, how would you know if this retreat that I create, the Radiance Recharge, is for you. So I'm just going to help guide you through, because maybe you're at a place right now where you're like, I'm not sure, Jess, I don't know, like, am I the right person? So here's a few ways that you will know. You are burnt out, exhausted, and need to get away from it all. Hello. Oh man, I know I've been there several times. You are desiring time and space just to yourself. That's a big one, because we do not create that for ourselves usually, in the sense that women who come to me are usually big givers, right? We're like taking care of everybody else. We are, if we do have time for ourselves, it's not really dedicated time. It's more just like alone time, watching TV, maybe having a glass of wine, and then we go to bed, you know? So this is like you're truly desiring time and space just for you, maybe for the first time. Another way you'll know if the Radiance Recharge Retreat is for you is you are normally the giver, but you're ready to receive and have all of your needs met. Wow, right? Like you're feeling that pull, and maybe it even makes you feel a little uncomfortable to admit that. And that's actually a good sign, because we're not naturally receivers. We're supposed to be as women, right? Like, we're supposed to just like open up and receive everything that our heart desires. And yet we find it very hard because we're taught to be givers. So if you find that a little bit uncomfortable, great, this retreat is even more for you. And there's probably this inkling inside of you where you're like, I really wish I could get my needs met for the first time. Another way to know if this is for you is you're longing to have a circle of women who you can count on. Wow, this is a big one for a lot of people that I talk to. A lot of women, we do not have the support we desire, and we need a circle of women to share in our pain, share in our joy, to share in our dreams, to lift us up, to hold us accountable. We heal together as women. So this retreat is for women who are desiring to be connected to other women in a close, intimate group. And this is pretty cool, I'll just share. I didn't realize that the women from my retreat last year are still talking. Like, they send each other gifts and they text and they have phone calls. Like, and it just makes my heart happy to know that that circle we created of safe space in Bali is still going on. Pretty cool. So you also want to unplug from work, from technology, and just be without any responsibilities. Yeah, that one says it all. You want to feel completely at peace while surrounded by beautiful scenery in Bali. You want to do something just for you. You want to take a vacation just to rest, recharge, and rejuvenate. You want to feel free to express yourself without fear of what people might think. You want to go somewhere where you can reset your thoughts and gain clarity on the next steps in your life. So if you're feeling a little confused as to like the direction of your life, this retreat is really perfect for you, because it's going to give you that clarity where you can get away, get refocused. We do a lot of inner desire work. Like, what are your deepest desires? I help bring them out of you, because we don't even know what they are, right? They've been so suppressed, so that you do know what are the next steps when you get home. And then you want to set your inner light on fire to feel more self-confident and love yourself no matter what. And I would also add a few things to this, that you are on a spiritual journey. Like, maybe you have dabbled in, getting more connected to your spiritual self, but you want to further that journey, and you feel like a big retreat to another country is the next step. And then the other point would be that you want to give back to the earth. So you want the opportunity to give to yourself first. And there's part of you, a big part of you, I would say, that wants to change the world and give back to the earth and its people. And you will get that opportunity at the retreat. At the end, I had mentioned that you have an optional service opportunity where you can come with me and the ladies and go to an orphanage in Bali, which we did last year, and it was so beautiful. So we fill our cups first at the Radiance Recharge, and then we give back, because that truly is our divine responsibility as well, is to take care of ourselves so that we can give to the world. So just a few photos for you. Again, just open up. Like, what could a vacation like this be for you this year? Wow, like what would it look like to take that step and actually like gift yourself with a divine, beautiful, transformational experience like coming to Bali with me and amazing women. So here's what you'll experience at the Radiance Recharge. Here is our beautiful accommodations. So we, like I mentioned, we have 3 gorgeous luxury villas reserved just for our group. So this is the main one that you can see the little table and chairs. That's where we eat all of our meals prepared by our personal chef. And then to the right on the screen, you can see a little seating area, and that's where we all gather in the morning and go through the inner work that I guide you through. And then here's a photo of what your room could look like. This is one of the rooms in one of the villas. Just so beautiful, right? It's totally like princess bed, queen size beds in all the rooms. Like I mentioned, there's private bathroom in each room. There's none of this sharing. You can find a lot of retreats, a lot of vacations that you'll take where, you know, you're sharing stuff, right? Like even when we go on vacation with our families or people that we love, it's great, but usually we're sharing. So this is an opportunity for you to just have space for you, sacred space to bring you to the next level of your life. And then here is a photo of our delicious, fresh, organic food prepared by an in-home chef. So much fun. This is us just from last year, me and the girls who came with me, just having so much fun. Such an amazing time enjoying all this amazing food. It's one of my favorite parts. And an abundance of pampering with luxurious Balinese spa treatment. So part of this retreat, I take the women to a spa, and you get to choose a whole bunch of spa treatments. So it's like 2 hours of spa time where, like last year, me and several of the other girls decided to do a massage, a scrub, a wrap, and then you get to bathe in this flower bath with real flower petals, and they bring you this fresh ginger tea that is delicious with coconut cookies, and it's just like an amazing experience. You know, Bali is known for its spa treatments. So that is one of the things that's included when women decide to go on the retreat with me. And then, like I mentioned, plenty of time and space to completely let go and relax. So this is a photo of me just doing that. I think I lead a lot of dancing. So if you like to dance, this is a fun retreat for just like moving your body and letting go and not caring what people think about you. And so this is me here, I think, just like opening up to receiving the sun and about ready to shake my booty. So, you know, I create lots of space. We have activities, we do fun things and excursions, but there's lots of space. Like here's me and all the ladies in our like robes, just relaxing, right? Having fun, playing. Like if you want to go off and write in your journal, go off. If you want to go and like take a nap, go off. If you want to watch the beach, great. Like there's lots of room to do that along with the activities that I plan. And then this is a fun part. Like I mentioned, I hire a photographer to follow us around, and she also does private photo shoots for us at the beach. So here is mine from last year. I decided to get a little crazy and take off my top. You don't have to do that at all. You don't even have to wear a bathing suit. For me, that was just terrifying to wear a bathing suit and be photographed, you know, and just be seen. So I did it because I know for me, when I do things that are scary, it helps my own level of growth. So each woman gets their own personal beach photo shoot, and it's just an amazing experience for you to be seen, you know, like to really build that confidence as a woman and to be loved up. And it's such a supportive environment. The photographer that I hire, Nora is her name. She's actually from Australia. And she's so sweet and loving and supportive and just wants to capture women's beauty. And I'm there and all the other women are there, like cheering you on, you know, like loving you up, reminding you that you're gorgeous. So if a photo shoot terrifies you, I get it. And just know that you will be completely held and you get all the photos afterwards, you know, to use in whatever way you wish. So I also plan a few excursions. Like I mentioned, we go to Ubud, which is in the mountains of Bali. And one of those excursions is a really fun time where we get to go to the monkey forest. It's a sacred monkey forest. And you can see me with some of the ladies who are brave enough to get the monkeys on them. It's just so fun. It's so fun, you guys. There's a whole bunch of monkeys. They're little crazy little creatures, and if you sit down they'll climb on you. If you don't want them to climb on you, they won't. You know, you just don't sit down. And it's so fun. It's fun to be in a place where they really cherish the animals and want to protect them. And monkeys just remind us that we want to play, right? Okay. And then one of the most powerful experiences of all, I would say, next to the photo shoot and next to the deeper inner work that I guide the women through, is going to this Holly Springs water temple. So you can see us, this is me and the ladies with a couple of boys that were in there, a couple of local guys with us. This is a very ancient old temple, the Holly Springs water temple, where you can bathe in these 13 fountains. The water is considered sacred. And you bathe so you can cleanse. And we do a powerful prayer, and each woman we get in, and we just, the amazing things that happen after you get in this water. And water really transforms, right? It's a transformational element that pulls impurities from us and can literally welcome in transformation in our life. So very, very, very powerful, sacred experience. That is one of our activities. And then, of course, here's a beautiful photo of, you know, each morning. Like I mentioned, we do activities, and this is, you can see me in the back hugging Sandy, giving her love, two girls in the front, just like enjoying each other's time. And we dedicate the process, part of it, to loving each other up, because it's so important that our healing occurs together. So I encourage lots of loving each other up, noticing each other's divine light, connecting heart to heart with amazing women just like you. So if you're desiring that, this is a really fun way to do it. All right, and then here's a photo that's really fun. At the end of the retreat, we have a fun, fancy dinner where I encourage all the ladies to dress up, and we have champagne, and of course our private chef cooks this dinner, and we do a little ritual where I give you a little gift, and it's just so much fun. So there's that apply now button again. And yeah, so you can click that, you know, now or when we get off, if you are feeling called. And I would say, you know, just trust it. Like what happens when I read the application is, if I decide, you know, you're a good fit, then I'll reach back out to you and send you a link to schedule a call. And the calls are very sacred. So I take them very seriously in the sense that I'm supporting you and taking a big step in your transformational journey. And so I support you for usually about an hour in getting clear on what do you really want? Like how do you want this retreat to change your life? And then we determine together if it's a good fit for you and if you want to take the next step and commit to be one of the amazing 8 women who will come with me to Bali. So that's just a little insight on how that call goes. And just as a reminder, let's go over like what's included in your investment, because you are totally worth it. So I mentioned that this retreat I designed so that you don't have to worry about a thing, right? So a lot of times you'll go on these vacations and like you have to plan it all, right? If you don't go on a retreat that's already pre-planned, you have to plan it all. And it's stressful, and it just sometimes adds to your stress, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Like me, I've been in the travel industry for a long time, so I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking for. I've produced lots and lots of events in my 15 years of experience. So I know how to produce a beautiful, life-changing, nurturing experience. And a lot of people, that's not their specialty. And that's okay. And I think it gives you even more reason to look for a vacation where everything is, you know, taken care of for you, but But please don't go with one of those travel companies that like books you back to back where you're just going to be stressed out, right? Because that's nice, it's all taken care of, and it's not going to be the transformational, life-changing retreat or vacation that you want. I guarantee it. So here's what's included in the Radiance Recharge Bali retreat. 9 days in a luxury villa with your own private room, your own bathroom, and a queen size bed. Might even be a king size bed, I'm not sure. It's a big bed. Excursions to beaches. So we go around to different beaches. We have like a beach day, which is really fun. The beaches at Bali are just beautiful. And we have an excursion to the mountains of Ubud. Like I mentioned, we go to the Holy Water Temple, the rice fields, which are really cool to see, the monkey forest. I leave room for flow, you know, so like as a group, we can decide what we want to do. Maybe we don't want to go to the rice fields. Maybe we want to go somewhere else, you know? So know that Holy Water Springs Temple and Monkey Forest are for sure excursions. You receive a nurturing, luxurious spa treatments. So know that that's included. Your private goddess photo shoot and access to all your gorgeous photos is included. All of your meals are included. So a lot of retreats, this is not included, right? Like you have to take care of food, or maybe like breakfast is included. But for me, every single one of your meals is included, prepared by a private chef. Our private chef, I requested the same one that we got last year, who he used to be a cruise ship chef. Pretty cool, right? So the display is beautiful, the food is beautiful, and it's delicious and healthy. And even our meals when we are out in excursions, I pay for those. And no, there will be no green juice fasts, okay? There's no deprivation on this retreat. We drink alcohol, we enjoy wine, we luxuriate in the beauty of life. That is really, for me, where our deeper desires are able to emerge, when we are not creating all these rules and we're just allowing ourselves to be. Daily transformational group activities led by me and coaching support, so that you can connect deeper to yourself, remove what's holding you back, and get clarity on your future, right? So your big, meaningful dream. That's what I keep mentioning. You'll get clarity on what that looks like for you. I also include transportation to and from the Bali airport, because I don't want you to have to worry about how to get to our villas. You know, like I want to make sure this is a seamless experience for you. I also include, which I mentioned before, 2 pre-Bali connection calls to get to know the other women and to set your powerful intention for what you want to receive in Bali, right? This webinar is all about your intention, right? We were talking about when you plan your vacation for 2016, you got to be clear on your intention. So we do that again to set your powerful intention for Bali so that you do create transformation and all your dreams that you want to come true. It's a solid foundation prior to us going. So we have 2 calls to do that. And then for you to ask me any questions so you're not worried about international travel or what to expect. I make it very, very easy for you. And I also give you a packing list, and I give you, you know, a list of tips and tricks. Like, you are taken care of, girl. Trust me. I also include 2 bonus post-Bali connection calls so that you can integrate, right? Remember, we were chatting earlier in the webinar that sometimes the hardest part is going back into quote unquote everyday reality. And I get that. And I want to support you. So know that by exploring the possibility of coming to Bali with me, you will be supported in your integration back into your everyday life. I also include, which I mentioned a couple times, the optional visit to an orphanage towards the end of the retreat so you can fill your cup first and then share your love with the Bali children. So it's really important to, you know, when we go to these international vacation destinations, to plug into the culture, to see how people are living, to support them and love them up. We are very fortunate in the places that we live, you know, around the world where it's more westernized, and these children have it hard. So I think it's very important for us to get a dose of reality in how we can serve as women and make a difference after we have first and foremost filled our own cup. All right, so you can come back to this page to, again, watch the video from Brooke. Here's one of her beautiful photographs. She got so creative with her bath time photo. I love it. So this was actually in her villa. She had an outdoor private bathtub, which is kind of cool. Some of the rooms have outdoor bathrooms, which is fun. So just a quote from Brooke, "This retreat far exceeded my wildest dreams. I never thought, being the strong woman that I am, that someone, Jess, could lead me through some of my broken pieces in such a way that I felt truly healed. It was just miraculous." So if you're feeling a bit broken, know that one of my talents, my divine gifts, is guiding women through feeling broken and totally loving you and getting you through it. Just like Brooke said, that she felt truly healed. So know that, if this retreat is calling to you, that is definitely something that I can support you in. If you're willing, to invest in yourself and take the next step and show up. Then you can come back and read from Larissa. She was amazing. She was one of the mamas who came on the retreat, and she almost didn't come. So she will talk about, not in this testimonial, but with me, how she's so grateful that I walked her through her worthiness, because she didn't feel she was worthy enough to go on this retreat. Like, she deserved it. So keep reminding yourself, like, you're worthy. You deserve a trip to fulfill your desires just because it's what you want. You don't have to have a reason. You just have to have a desire. And Larissa, we walked her through that. And then she said, like, here's one of her quotes from the video: "This retreat gave me inspiration in my life to trust in who I am, to be myself, to let go of fears, hesitations, and doubts." Big deal, right? So she totally was like, oh my God, hello. It was so worth it. I'm so glad I said yes. Because what would we pay to let go of our fears and our hesitations and our doubts? I'm guessing, quite a bit. And then you can come back and watch Jen's video. Jen has a cool story where after the retreat, she hadn't dated in oh my gosh, several years, at least 5 years. She hadn't had a relationship. And one of her desires was to manifest a relationship. And guess what? As soon as she got back home, she entered in a beautiful relationship that she's still in. Almost a year later, and texted me the other day saying that she knew the retreat was the reason why she was able to manifest this man in her life, who is everything that she could have ever dreamed of. So Jen, watch her video, so inspiring. She says, "I was barely hanging on by a thread when I got to Bali. This retreat allowed me to shed the negative self-talk, my anxiety, my stresses, my worries, and just be able to be here in Bali and be present and to really grow and embrace who I'm really meant to be in the world." So another thing about Jen is, this is pretty cool. She had a dream to take mindfulness classes and eventually be a mindfulness teacher. She hadn't taken the next step. So when she was in Bali, she got very clear that she wants to teach children mindfulness. And so guess what? As soon as she got back home, she lives in LA, she signed up at one of the colleges and is getting her mindfulness certification. So pretty amazing how this type of a retreat and vacation can really inspire people. And then Sandy, I highly encourage you to come back and watch. Sandy, I just love this photo of her. She's just in her divine beauty. She had money fear around even taking the next step to go to Bali. And so I highly encourage you come back and watch this video of her sharing how she busted through her money blocks. Her quote here says, "If I were to be thinking logically," right, ladies? So think about this. Maybe you have these big dreams for vacation. Maybe you're desiring to go to Bali with me, and all that keeps coming up is your logical brain, right? So many times this happens where it's like, well, wait a minute, how can I justify this, right? And I encourage you to remember that it's not about being logically, it's about tapping into that desire, because your desire for what you want to receive, how you want to feel, is what's going to propel you forward in your life and get you to where you want to be. If we think too much in our logical mind, it's going to hold us back, because that's where our fear lies, and that's where our fear wants to protect us. And oftentimes, I just have to say that when we know something is going to be life-changing, it's actually going to freak us out a bit. So if you're feeling a little nervous, about your vacation this year or exploring a retreat like Bali with me, it's actually a really good thing. because it means you are recognizing how transformational this retreat could be for you. Okay? It's good to be aware of that and to not think that it's your intuition telling you it's a bad idea. Okay? It's you need to tap into your desire, and your desire is to take a vacation this year, right? Because you showed up for this webinar, and you recognizing that a little bit of flutters in your tummy, a little bit of nervousness in your heart, and your little tightness in your chest is totally normal. Okay? So Sandy says if she were to be thinking logically, this is the wrong time to be spending money to go to Bali, much less taking the time for myself. And yet, every part of me is saying this is what's right. This is what you need to do. And so I'm taking a leap of faith. And she did, you guys. And Sandy is a beautiful business owner here in Las Vegas. And she says it's the best thing she's ever done. It up-leveled her business. It allowed her to finally move out of her ex-husband's place. They were living together and cohabitating, and she finally got her own place. She jokes with me and says she cannot wear dark clothing anymore, that she can only wear like colorful, bright clothing, and like it's changed her forever. And just like it has all the other women who went last year. So check out that video when you get a moment to come back to this website. So I'll also let you on your own time. I have all your Bali questions answered. So lots of Q&A. You can read a little bit more in depth about any questions you might be having. And that's pretty much it. So I hope that this inspires you, seeing what type of retreat I've created and how you can either take that next step and explore what it might be like to come with me to Bali by applying and then us setting up a phone call. Or, you know, making sure that when you are creating your dream vacation, that it follows these elements that I know, because I have proof, will transform your life and get you feeling the way that you desire to feel. So I'm going to unshare now. Yay! And I'm so glad you ladies are still with me. Oh my gosh, that looks so amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop screen sharing. All right, I'm back. Thank you, ladies. I'm so excited that you're still here and that you're like just open to feeling what it would be like to have this type of experience in your life, right? Like, amazing. Claudia, oh my gosh, that looks so amazing. Yes, it is. It's so amazing, right? Like, just feel the possibilities of what a trip like this could create in your own life. Like, it's just, it's what I do. It's what I love to do. I love to welcome women who are ready and up-leveling their life to come on this transformational journey with me across the world and to create magic. It's just what I love to do. And I love to bring women together too. So I'm so glad you're sharing in my excitement. And Heidi, it looks divine. Yes. Claudia, yes. Megan, yes. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Yay. So what I'm going to leave you with is 2 steps that you can take. All right. The first one is, I want you to get out that calendar that I suggested that you have. So maybe it's your phone. And I want you to put vacation dates in your calendar now. I know this sounds a little crazy. Remember, it's not permanent, but the point is when we actually put something in our calendar, we make it happen. Right? How many times have we said, like, if it's not in my calendar, it's not happening? I know I put my life in my calendar. And here's a trick that I've learned, and this is very important to setting the intention to receive a vacation that will transform your life and to create it for yourself, or to take the step for yourself and come on a retreat that's already planned with me, is to put the dates in the calendar. So just look at your calendar, you know, and if you're desiring Bali, I encourage you, put in the dates for Bali. So the dates for Bali, and I've got it in my calendar, are April 22nd to April 30th. So April 22nd to April 30th. Just put in there, if you're feeling like Bali is calling your heart, Bali, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, you know, or like, I'm going to Bali, or whatever it is in the title of your appointment in your calendar. April 22nd through the 30th, if you're feeling even a slight pull in your heart, like Bali could be for you. If you are not feeling Bali at all, pick some dates in your calendar. And I suggest, my retreat, the reason why I do 9 days is because I find that a full 7-day chunk of period is like the minimum you need in order to make a shift in your life and to relax, right? It takes like a couple days to even learn how to let go. Because the first 2 days, we might still be in our head. We might be thinking about like all the stuff at home, might be worrying about what's going on, what we're missing out on, which is nothing really, right? And those first 2 days, very important that it's going to take some time. And then when we have a good chunk for the rest of our retreat or vacation, then we can fully open up to possibilities. We can fully let go. We can fully just experience and be in the moment and receive those benefits for our health and our wealth and our relationships and our big meaningful dreams. That is the intention of this magical vacation anyways, right? So I encourage you, 7 days minimum. So my retreat is 9 days. 2 of those days are half days that are used for travel. But make sure you're getting a good chunk of time and choosing that in your calendar and put it in now. So again, Bali, April 22nd through the 30th. I have a couple examples of people who've done this and who are manifesting. And one girl actually who was interested in Bali last year, but it just wasn't right timing for her. She sent me a photo the other day of her calendar and it says Bali, 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 Bali. And she's like, guess what? I'm almost ready to invest. And I'm like, you do it, sister. She's putting it down there on her calendar and making it happen. So for me, I've learned in my own life, when I want a vacation to happen, the biggest step besides getting clear on what I want to receive during this vacation, knowing that I'm worthy, is putting it in your calendar. Okay, so do that now. So I'll tell you a little story that I haven't told many people. I'm actually have an opportunity where I'm going on a transformational retreat this year just for me, which is pretty cool because normally I'm the event organizer. And the opportunity came up for me to go to New Zealand on this phenomenal retreat. I think it's like 10 days or something, like to go with a whole bunch of other people across the world and just have this amazing opportunity, right? So I haven't bought any of the enrollment yet, but I'm going to. And what I did right away, as soon as I knew, was I put it in my calendar. And I already knew, like, it's done, like really all I need to do is reach out to the retreat organizer and just pay and get it done, get it locked in and take that next step. But the first step for me is always to make it real by putting it in your calendar and committing it to yourself that you're going to make this happen. Okay? Little trick for you. The next step, after you've put it in your calendar, made a commitment to yourself, is to, what is that next step? Is it applying to have a conversation with me? And if that is so, I'm going to pop up a little link for you where you can go directly to that application. So you saw that you can get to it from theradiancerecharge.com. If you want the direct link, I'm going to show you right now on the side of your screen. It says, take the next step in your vacation dreams, apply now to explore Bali. Then it has a really cool photo of us at that Holy Springs water temple, just like it was pouring down rain after we got in the transformational water magic, right? Like the universe was just like raining down, purifying us. So cool. So we are all like luxuriating in that. So there's a button right there for you right now. If you're feeling called to go to Bali with me, let's have a conversation about your commitment to wanting to do this for yourself. So there's that link right there. If it's not Bali for you and you want to go on a different vacation, what's the next step? So for me, I always encourage booking your, like even before you book your hotel, book your stay, your accommodations. Why? Because somehow this makes it more real. Because it's in the location that you want to go, right? So let me try to explain this to you. So because it's in the location that you want to go, the place that you're going to stay, and a lot of times I like to use Airbnb.com, by the way, if you've never heard of Airbnb, the letters, that is, let me let me put that in the chat box for you. It's magical. So if you are wanting to take on the load of creating your own transformational vacation and not have it all ready to go by coming with me to Bali, Airbnb.com is a great place for you to look. Around the world, they have locations. So I've used it when I went to Prague. I've used it in Italy. I've used it, I'm going to use it with my mom for Barcelona. It's just amazing. So check that out if you don't want to come on the retreat to Bali with me. Okay, so those are my tips. So again, you want to, even before you purchase your airfare, like get grounded in the location that you want to go. So like with the Bali conversation with me, we have the conversation and then you choose to invest. And that is your way of telling the universe, like, I'm committed to myself, right? And that is you saying, like, I'm gonna go to this place. So the reason why I don't suggest like buying your airfare before you invest in like the physical experience is because airfare is like, you know, you're like in between places. Does that make sense? So I don't know if I'm making sense. This is very like energetics, but it's my tip of what's worked for me. So put it in your calendar, take the next step by either having a conversation with me and applying for Bali. And I have a few spots, by the way, open next week, so we can get in right away. It's first come, you know, first serve when we have these conversations. And if we both feel like you're a fit, you get to lock in one of those 5 spots remaining. So there's only 5 spots because it's intimate. So don't wait. Right? Like you showed up for this webinar. Take the next step for your travel dreams to create the transformation that you desire. When we hold back and suppress our desires to go on vacation and travel, there's a problem with that because we're telling the universe that our needs are not worthy, that our deepest desires are not worthy, that we're not willing to do what it takes to show up for what really matters for us. And instead we fall into patterns of like, oh, well, I should, you know, buy a house. I should, you know, invest in like my business. I should, you know, not take time off work because they need me, right? So there's lots of little things that hold us back and that trick us from actually taking that next step. So I can't wait. I cannot wait to see who has joined me in this webinar, all you lovely, amazing women who have been with me and those of you who will be watching the replay who take the next step to, you know, chat with me about Bali and apply, or who decide to like take the next step in their own vacation journey. Either way, my deepest desire for you is that you take a transformational vacation that is going to set you up to be recharged, to receive your deepest desires, to feel the way you want to feel, and to come into your next level of clarity around what your big, meaningful dreams are in the world. And not a lot of vacations do that. So I really, really hope you'll take the information I've given you to heart today and apply that so that you can receive what I've been able to receive in my own life through vacation, or that you take the next step and you have a conversation with me if you don't want to worry about, you know, planning everything and that Bali is calling your heart and it just feels so right. So a couple things to leave you ladies with that I would suggest you write down, because this is going to help you in those little blocks. I've mentioned this throughout the webinar, but I want to mention it again. Write this down. You don't have to have a reason, just a desire. Don't have to have a reason, just a desire. So it's that thing of like, gosh, I should have like a reason, like, I don't know why I want to go to Bali. I just want to go. You know, and we're like, well, I should have a reason, like I should make the most of it. I should like, you know, make sure that that I'm planning like business stuff while I'm over there. And here would be my suggestion for you. When all that stuff comes in, it's a block to allowing our deeper desires just to be, just to nurture yourself for all the hard work that you've put in your life, and to allow the magic to happen for you, so that you're not making it happen for you, that it's coming to you, that you're receiving it. Okay, there's a big difference. So write that down. You don't have to have a reason, just a desire. The next one is, I deserve to use the vacation time I've earned. I deserve to use the vacation time I've earned. So maybe you're in corporate like I used to be, and you know, a lot of those people do not use their vacation. They don't use their vacation. And I'm proud to say I was never one of those. However, I knew how easy it was to get into that mindset of like, no, they need me here. I don't want to take my vacation. I'm going to look lazy. Or, you know, like, even if I do take my vacation, I'm going to have to be working. So you deserve to take the vacation you've earned. You're not getting paid. That is money, right? Your vacation is money. So you're actually losing that and not doing yourself a service. And what you're saying when you don't take a vacation that you've earned is that you're not worthy, and you are worthy. So I deserve to use the vacation time I've earned. And there's lots of little like tricks that I can help, that I help the women through too when we have these conversations. If you are worried for some reason about like your work, you know, being worried that you're gone, or you're afraid that you're going to be look like a slacker, we can work through a little bit of that on the call too. Here's another one. When I am stressed, it does no one any good. Okay, so why do we go on vacation? Not only to change our lives, but to be de-stressed so that you can come back a better mother, a better woman, a better lover, a better worker, a better business owner if you're a business owner, just a better person in general, because you have allowed yourself to relax. And so many times when we're stressed out, right, our best person is not front and center. I know for me, when I'm stressed, like I treat my dogs crappier, I have less patience, I don't feel good in my body, you know, I feel all tense, and I'm just ready to like lash out on people. When we go away and we use these vacations as a sacred time for ourselves, and holy cow, Bali is that place. We come back this new, beautiful person, ready to overflow our cups because we've allowed our well to be filled first. So when I am stressed, it does no one any good. Okay, write that down. The next one that I've mentioned several times throughout this webinar is I am not responsible. I'm not responsible. Give yourself permission to only know that you can only control your own happiness. And by making yourself happy first through your vacation this year, through investing in a retreat like Bali, that you are allowing yourself to be responsible for you, and that allows you to be helpful to other people, but you're not responsible for their own happiness. Okay, this is really tough for a lot of women to understand, that you're not responsible for somebody else's feelings. All you can do is be the best version of you and show up. And we can only be that best version of ourselves when we are nurturing ourselves on an extended period of time that is dedicated simply to that, like vacation or like a Bali retreat. Okay, another one, this is really key. It's okay to spend my hard-earned money on travel or vacation instead of what society thinks I should spend it on. Okay? It's okay to spend my hard-earned money on travel instead of what society thinks I should spend it on. So, what does society think we should spend our money on? Things that leave us secure, right? That we should save, that we should get that house, that we should get a new fancy car, that we should buy new clothes because we don't look beautiful enough in the clothes that we already own. We want to keep up with, you know, the Joneses, as we say here in America. Like, it's this constant like investing in things that don't matter. But it's okay to spend your money on something that will totally change your life, like a transformational vacation or the Bali retreat. And in fact, When you do that, you will forever change your life for the better. I've never had anybody that went on the Bali retreat with me say, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I would have spent money on a house, right? Because it's like these shoulds that we're going for. And maybe you do want a house. I want a house someday. I do. But guess what? What will always take priority for me is my experience in life, the experience that I'm creating for myself. And I can create my own experience no matter where I live. So for me, it's creating an experience of vacation and travel that is going to help me transform into the next woman that I'm meant to be, to make even more money so that I can buy a house effortlessly and I don't have to choose vacation and travel over a house. Do you see where that's like, people are really interesting about that? Like, society has told us that we should have all our ducks in a row by saving. What are we saving? I'm sorry. I believe in saving so that we are not like worried about some traumatic thing happening. Like, we have enough money, you know, in savings to take care of something that might potentially happen. And we're going to die someday. I know that sounds morbid, but so many people at the end of their lives, it's like they've saved, and nobody ever says, I wish I would have saved more at all, right? What do people say? I wish I would have loved more. I wish I would have traveled the world more. I wish I would have experienced and connected with people. I wish I would have told the truth. I wish I would have just like given in to every desire. So think about that. If these are some things that are going through your mind of like what you feel like you should be investing your money in, is it one of these things that society tells us we should be doing? Or is it a beautiful, transformational vacation retreat experience that will change your life? So up to you. The last one, very important, write it down. A transformational vacation will change my life. A transformational vacation will change my life. And that's all I got for you guys. So I hope to see that you are applying if you're feeling called, and not all of you will, right, to come to Bali with me, but for those of you who will, I can't wait to see your applications come through and to connect with you more and to support you on this journey. If you end up being a good fit to come to Bali with me and the amazing women who are destined to come. And if Bali's not for you, I am so excited for your vacation commitment this year for 2016. And I can't wait to see what magic happens after you just went through this glorious process of commitment with me, right? And really working through that self-worthiness and deservingness and getting clear on what you want to receive on this vacation and the feelings that you want to feel. All very important. And remember, anytime you need a little ritual, you know, just hold your passport and really get clear and say thank you for this opportunity of vacation and travel. And then light a candle if you want and remind yourself of that inner radiance that burns bright and what you want to receive. Keep saying that over and over again as you light that candle. Just a couple of fun like rituals that you can keep doing. So that's it. I'm curious. Wow, we went a while, didn't we? There's a lot of good stuff here. I'm curious. Any ahas? Any, like, what was your favorite part? Megan, thank you, Jess. I'm staying open to the possibility. Awesome, Megan. Good. I'm so excited. And I hope to see your application come through. It would be so much fun. It would be so amazing. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad that your daughter invited you. How cool is that? So any other, I'm just like, I move so much energy, you know, like doing these webinars that I'm gonna have to go schedule a massage for myself. Would love to hear any other thoughts, any questions. I'm willing to stay on for a few more minutes and then I'm gonna go eat because I love to eat. As you can tell, since I hire a private chef for Bali. But I am here to be of service and support. So please let me know what you loved, what you're excited about, any questions, even if you just want to say, yay, travel, Yay vacation 2016, or yay Bali, or yay island adventures, yay whatever. I know for me, I'm super excited for this year because Bali was so magical last year. It can only get better. Claudia, this would be one of the greatest experiences of my life. Yes, Claudia, it totally would be. It totally would be. And make sure you watch the other testimonials from the other women, because basically they say the same thing, that it was life-changing, transformational, best thing they've ever done. It would be, Claudia, and it would be an honor to have a conversation with you. Heidi, I enjoyed the whole webinar. I feel like I went on a vacation. I'm open for years. I burst to more heaven and earth for me to go. The universe, yay! You move it, sister. You keep setting that intention of like, yes, and taking the steps, right? Because we can talk about this all day, but if we don't take action, it doesn't happen, right? So keep on setting those intentions with the universe and then taking action towards the next step. Important. Claudia, the webinar was most enlightening and amazing. You loved it. Oh, I'm so glad, Claudia. I'm so glad. Yay. And Claudia, I hope that we get to talk about Bali if you apply, and I hope to meet you in person at the Sunday Reset here in Las Vegas, because I love meeting local women, so I can love you up and give you a hug. Megan, I like your bold confidence in travel. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Heidi, no worries on the typo. No worries, girl. We figure out what we say. You know, we speak in gibberish and code and body language and, sign language. Free. But we understand what we say. Yay, yay, mwah, mwah. Well, I'm loving, loving, loving all of you ladies up for your brilliance, for your boldness, for committing to vacation in 2016. If you're deciding on, if you're making the next step, the commitment to come to Bali and explore with me what that might be and apply, I'm loving you up so much as well, and I cannot wait to welcome you on our call together. And yeah, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, ladies, and I can't wait to see more of you soon. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This has been so much fun. All right. Love you, ladies. Bye. Oh, Claudia, yes, the Sunday Reset. Claudia, will you, actually, I'll just put it up here for any Vegas people that might want to know. The Sunday, give me one sec. Reset Las Vegas. One second. So, next event. Huh, I don't have the next event up. Okay, will you do me a favor, Claudia? Oh, it's not on my website. Will you do me a favor and email me? Let me type in my email right here. And if anybody has any other questions, you can feel free to email me, jessica@jessicatomlinson.com, Claudia, and I will send you that information for the Sunday Reset. Does that sound good? Yay! All right, loves. Thank you for those of you who stayed on with me, Claudia, Heidi, and Megan, for staying the whole time. And yeah, again, thank you. I love you. I honor you. And I can't wait to speak with those of you who are interested in Bali. Happy vacation dreams and travel. Okay. Bye, guys.